sunny Friday night here at Ohsweken Speedway. Fresh Dome presents Friday night excitement here at Ohsweken Speedway. County Line Construction and GALE'S Auto Aftermarket bring us a full card of racing action with all four divisions ready to take to this 3/8 mile clay oval. I'm Greg Kilman. With me, Adam Ross, Clinton Jeffrey down track side. And tonight, it's the GALE'S Cash Blast. Extra money on the line for both of our stock car divisions. Adam, last week, it was the big payouts for the sprint cars. This week, our stock car divisions get a little love.
And it really is, Greg, one of the most popular nights of the season. People love our Fender Classics. It's history here at Ohsweken Speedway. They've been here since opening day. They put on great shows week in and week out.
They're not a filler here at Ohsweken Speedway. They are just as entertaining as any division here with the Minis and the Thunderstocks. And we're looking forward to some great racing. 20 laps for the Minis tonight, 40 for the Thunderstocks as they race for all that extra money put up by GALE'S Auto Aftermarket. But up first, Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division ready to go with the first of four qualifying heats brought to you by DJD Graphics. And Adam's got the starting line.
Here's how they'll roll off for heat race number one from Georgetown. On the pole, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Alongside him from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Third from Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson. Fourth, out of Wainfleet, the 72 is Tanner Podwinski. Fifth from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. Sixth from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. Seventh from Welland, the 11W, Brennan Hager. And eighth from Hamilton, the 78, is Darren McLennan.
Brennan Hagar making his first start of the year. Suffered an injury in hockey during the offseason and has been back behind the wheel of the micro sprint and now the freight sprint.
He comes with a different sponsor than Jeremy May had on his car. He's sponsored by John Salenzi at Welland Chevrolet and Hagar Family Motorsports.
Steve Murdoch, Ryan Fraser ready to come to the Asphalt Works green flag for the first time tonight, and we are on it. Top six will transfer to the A main here tonight.
Tanner Podwinski, it's been a tough month for the driver of the 72. You see a plain metal-colored wing on that race car towards the back of the field, but Podwinski's had a couple of hard wrecks. He'd like to have an event-free evening here tonight as he flirts with that inside turn one wall.
At the end of the season, we're part of the crew that selects the different awards, and I think Tanner Podwinski in the Crate Sprint Car Division is going to be way up there for the Hard Luck Award.
He's a front runner at the moment. Out in front is Steve Murdoch. Ryan Fraser holding on to second. Cam Thompson third. Then we've got a battle. Austin Rose just took that fourth spot from Travis Hofstetter.
And top six transfers. So that's a battle fourth and fifth between Hofstetter and Rose. Podwinski right now is in the final transfer spot. He's got Darren McLennan right behind him along with Brendan Hagar halfway home.
Steve Murdoch opens up about a 15-car length lead over Ryan Fraser. I believe each of the top three with experience in TQ midgets racing on the pavement, Greg. Although Cam Thompson, I think, only ran once.
I will count it.
We'll count it.
We'll count it. It's all Mr. Murdoch right now out in front after problems last week set him towards the back of the pack. He had a spin partway through the feature, ended up in corner number 3. Some damage to that car, but now he's bouncing back with a good run with 2 laps left to go here in this first qualifying heat.
Everybody up on the outside. You don't see a lot of variance in the RPMs. These drivers are racing with their foot to the floor.
Mobile 1 white flag out for Steve Murdoch over Ryan Fraser, and Cam Thompson beginning to close the gap. He's running out of time to get that second place, but good position right now for Cam Thompson.
Thompson's got one more shot. He's quite a ways back, and the checkered flag flies. Steve Murdoch going to take the win over Fraser, Thompson, Rose, Hofstetter, and Podwinski.
McLennan will go to the B main along with Brendan Hagar tonight. And that will set 6 drivers into tonight's A main. been pretty much all Jacob Dykstra this year in the crate sprint car division. He got the big win last week. It was his third win on the season. He holds a commanding point lead, and it seemed like last week, if you were any sort of a contender other than Jacob Dykstra, you had problems last Friday night. So that allowed Jacob Dykstra to really pull ahead from the rest of the pack heading into this evening. And it's going to be a good heat race number 2 because Al Slate's in this. I'm looking forward to seeing how he comes back after that second place finish. Man, he was impressive.
I saw him at the sign-in window earlier on, big smile on his face, and he said, yeah, man, it's hard. It took a long time. And part of the conversation was that's part of what makes it so special, is it is hard. He's got one more step on that podium to take, but that was an impressive drive last week. Here's what the lineup on the pole from Jerseyville, the 53 is Logan Schwedick. And that should be Scotland for Logan Schwedick. Second from St. Catharines, the 2S is Al Slate. Third out of Wainfleet, the BS39 is Brett Stratford. Fourth from Port Colborne, the 5D is Jacob Dykstra. Fifth from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. Sixth from Cortland, the 5 is Tom Pellizzari. Starting seventh out of St. George, 69K is Ken Hamilton. And eighth from Six Nations in the 20, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller, who I don't know if he made the call.
Nope, don't see him out there as 7 cars will make the call here in DJD Graphics heat race number 2. Again, top 6 to transfer, so only one of these drivers will go to the B main. Right now it's all Logan Schwedick out in front. Talk about heavy hitters in this second qualifying heat.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Al Slate from last week's success, and then Brett Stratford and Jacob Dykstra, 2 of the dominant figures in this division.
What a rotten week it was for Brett Stratford last week. He had a fuel leak during the qualifying heat on the final lap. Finally, it ignited, caught him and his fire suit on fire. He rolled out of the car, and then he got back ready for the feature, and then it had a hard lick on the backstretch. So he's looking to bounce back here tonight.
Good look at Brett Stratford right there with Powell's brothers racing on that 39 machine. Halfway through the second qualifying heat for the crate sprints, as Al Slate all over the back end of Logan Schwedick.
And Schwedick had a rough go through corner number 4. That car really twitched, and Al Slate really closed the gap. He's there within a car length. He'll try to close it again as they come off of corner number 4. Schwedick will lead the lap.
Schwedick out in front by a car length over Slate. Slate able to run a little bit lower in the turn. Brett Stratford had been closing the gap. He lost some ground there in turn 2.
It'll be 2 laps left to go. Slate working all over the back end of that Delta Bingo number 53 of Logan Schwedick. He'll look low down at 1 and 2, keeps it pinned right to the wall, but Schwedick on the high side pulls away.
Logan Schwedick doing everything he's done every lap in this qualifying heat. It's got to be tempting to search around a little bit knowing that someone's lurking, but it's been good enough till now to keep the lead. I think Schwedick's going to keep doing what he's doing.
Logan Schwedick, former Thunderstock driver, moving to the crates, and he's going to pick up the checkered flag in the win over Al Slate. Brett Stratford, Jacob Dykstra 4th, and it's going to be Trevor Young and Tom Pellizzari, so Ken Hamilton will go to the B main. 2 heats in, still 2 to go. Logan Schwedick with an impressive win there. When you rolled off Al Slate, Brett Stratford, and Jacob Dykstra, you've done something well.
Yeah, that's got to be a confidence booster for the Delta-sponsored Woodbury Farms, number 53 of Logan Schwedick. Heat race number 3 lines up like this. On the pole from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. Second from Kitchener, the 50LS is Adrian Staley. Third from Thamesford, the 45 is Curtis Gartley. Fourth from Peterborough, the 8 is Curtis Connell. Fifth from Rockwood, the 74 is Rob Neely. Sixth in the 52 from St. Thomas, Jesse Costa. Seventh from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. And rounding out the field from Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal.
Our Carmen's Hot Lap hero tonight, Jesse Costa, starting back in that 6th position. He was the quickest of all the drivers. In fact, he was the only driver to get under the 15-second mark for his lap time, 14.998. So Jesse Costa, he rebounds with the Carmen's Hot Lap Hero Award there after a rough ride in last week's feature.
Green is out on heat race number 3. Baker out in front, going to lead the way off of turn 2, slide up in front of Adrian Staley as Jesse Costa sort of marred at the back of the field there.
Side by side for the lead, and it's all Keegan Baker over Adrian Staley. A couple of drivers that had good top 10 finishes last week. In fact, Staley, I believe, was in the 4th spot last Friday night. Really great run for that 50 LS.
Who's driving the 8 car tonight?
That's a good question.
He just passed Curtis Gartley on the outside. Look at that.
A great looking run right now for the 8. Listed as Curtis Connell. And we don't want to slight Curtis Connell either, but
he's holding a pretty wheel out there, really driving well. Lance Erskine at the back, falling back from the field. Good for him.
Halfway home here in this DJD Graphics heat race. Number 3 of 4 here tonight.
This is the kind of racetrack that can build some confidence. It's heavy out there. You can put your foot to the floor, lean on that outside groove, and trust that the car will hold you.
Great battle going on right now with Curtis Gartley and that 8 of Curtis Connell for the 3rd position. 2 laps left to go for Keegan Baker and Adrian Staley, 1st and 2nd. Side by side, Gartley and Connell. Then it's Costa, Kiana Teal, Rob Neely, and Lance Erskine.
Curtis Connell just executing a crossover move on Curtis Gartley at the exit of turn number 2. He'll see the Mobil 1 white flag. Jesse Costa closing in from the 5th spot, but I'm not sure if Costa has enough time. Yes, he does.
And with the checker flag.
Kiana Teal and Rob Neely make contact off of turn number 2. Sorry, Greg.
No problem. Keegan Baker gets the win over Adrian Staley, Curtis Connell. And it's Curtis Gartley in the 4th spot, Jesse Costa 5th, and Rob Neely picks up the last qualifying spot. So Kiana Teal, Lance Erskine going to tonight's B main.
Did you see that between Kiana Teal and Rob Neely? I don't know how one of those cars didn't tumble down the backstretch. And Curtis Connell just had the drive of his young career.
That he did. Locks himself into the show with 1 qualifying heat left to go.
Here's how they'll line up for heat race number 4. On the pole from Ohsweken, the 9C is Brian Nanakoke. 2nd from Wainfleet, the 85C is Cam McKinnon. 3rd from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. 4th from Beamsville, the 27 is Nico Hansen. Starting 5th from Stony Creek, the 24A is A.J. Lewis. 6th from Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. 7th from Welland, the 3B is Blaine Barrow. And rounding out the field from Dorchester, it's the 1, Holly Porter. Final qualifying heat. Once again, 6 cars going to transfer. We've had some phenomenal racing this year in our crate sprint division.
Such a tough division to get any sort of an advantage. For as good as Jacob Dykstra has been, he's been beatable this year. There's nights that I don't want to say he looks average, because he doesn't. He looks average for Jacob Dykstra, because the other drivers step up, and Jacob's just been so good, consistent.
Got to welcome Connor's cousins in the house. Darcy, Brooklyn, Ella. Great to see them out. Is Aunt Amy down there going to film the start of this one?
Brian Nanakoke, Cam McKinnon bring us to the Asphalt Works green flag. Look at Nico Hansen on that outside line. Wow, he got shot through corner 2, and he makes it 3 wide in 3.
Big run up the outside for Nico Hansen, trying to carry that momentum. Oh, they almost run out of room on the front stretch.
That was a close call between Nanakoke and McKinnon. All the while, it's Hansen pulling ahead. And that Julie Swayze Remax 27 machine, leader here on lap 2.
Man, oh man, great drive for Nico Hansen in that 27. But here goes Cam McKinnon to the inside. We got a battle for third between Nanticoke and Ross going on as well.
Then top six will transfer and move on to the A main tonight. Hanson, McKinnon right now 1 and 2 over Nanticoke. Ross, then it's Lewis and Campbell Baker, but he's got Blaine Barrow all over his back end along with Holly Porter.
We've got some great racers out here who are running at the very back of the field. Holly Porter in this one, Lance Erskine earlier. Not something you see all the time.
It's going to mean for a very difficult B main tonight.
Certainly will, as Blaine Barrow getting a good run off the high side of the racetrack. And he looked short on horsepower. At the end of his heat race last week, he was losing spots and losing spots. Looked like the engine was laying over, but whatever was wrong on that car seems to be right, because that's where he's making it up right now, is with horsepower.
2 laps left to go for Nico Hansen. What a drive he has had. He aggressively drove right to the front off the drop of the green flag and hasn't looked back. He's extended his lead right now over Cam McKinnon in that second position. Meanwhile, we got a great fight for the final transfer spot, and the white flag is out.
It's going to come down to the wire one more time around. Nico Hansen holding that pretty wheel in turn number 2. He'll lead them down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Checkered flag is in the air as the battle rages on at the back. It's going to be Hansen taking the win. Second to McKinnon. Third to Nanticoke. Fourth to Ross. Fifth to A.J. Lewis, who's going to get 6th at the line.
Wow. Porter.
By
over
how much?
Blaine Barrow and Campbell Baker.
By 4 1,000ths of a second.
That close between going to the A main and going to the B main tonight. What a drive by Holly Porter there in that final lap. So that concludes qualifying for our crate sprint car division. Up next, the Insulation mini stocks. They're running 20 laps tonight in their feature a little bit later on. Extra cash on the line as part of the GALE'S Cash Blast.
Get through the starting grid.
All right, starting lineup for heat race number 1, brought to you by Hall-Nour Mechanical. On the pole at a brand for the 44 Doug Erskine, to the outside from Cambridge, the 32 Elk Graydon Lions. Tim DeBoer out of York in car number 9 starts third. Going fourth, Wade Thorne from Waterford in the 46. John Lubeck lines up fifth. He's from Port Colborne in the 14 L. Rogan Monahan from Hamilton in the 04 going sixth. Seventh, Jeff Elslager from Linden in the 11J. Eighth, Sierra Robeson from Port Colborne, the 1R Junior. Jason Tolton lines up 9th. He's from Guelph in car 1. And the pinball, Mike Giberson out of Caledonia in the 11, goes from the 10th spot. Asphalt Works green flag up in the air for our first mini stock qualifying heat of the night. And we are missing a car in this one. Trying to figure out who that is right now.
So traditional heat races, smaller field than we're used to seeing in these Insulation mini stocks.
All will transfer tonight. There are 29 cars in attendance, so it's one over what we would normally take. So everybody gets in. This is more or less qualifying for position, not so much transferring for the minis.
Did you figure out who's not there?
No, I did not.
Okay. John Lubeck.
You are correct.
Oh!
Calamity there as Graydon Lions goes around in the 32L. And we'll see if he will fire it up and roll down the banking there. Doesn't look like it. So the Dixieland Grill caution. No! He, last second, fires it up at the halfway point.
Almost contact at the front of the field between DeBoer and Elslager in turn number 2 as they approach the slower Graydon Lions down into the third turn.
2 laps left to go here in Hall-Nour Mechanical. Heat race number 1. It's all Tim DeBoer right now over Jeff Elslager in the second spot. Jason Tolton running in position number 3 as they work down the backstretch and come to the Mobile 1 white flag. Jeff Elslager's got a run on the 9.
Jason Tolton has really had some speed this year.
He's got a win already this season in that car number 1, which is good for him. It seems like he gets really worn down by the end of the year and then gets a late win, and charges him up to come back the next year. He got it out of the way early on as we see a charge here for the lead through 3 and 4. Tim DeBoer has it. Ohsweken working the bottom. Checkers come out, and Tim DeBoer is going to pick up the win over Ohsweken. Then it's Tolton and Thorne. Doug Erskine will cross the line in 5th over Robeson, Monahan. And then it'll be Guyberson and Graydon Lyons, with John Lubeck again not making the call. Got to give a shout out to Tim DeBoer's wife, Stephanie. Birthday today. Happy birthday, Stephanie. And she's bringing 3 of their 4 kids to the races for the first time this year, so they're all pumped for that. And the 4th one's at home with Grandma. So happy birthday to Stephanie here at the races tonight. Holner Mechanical Heat Race number 2 will line up like this on the pole at a Stratford, the 54, Chris French. And to the outside from St. Catharines, the 17, Alex Riley. Jeremy Cooper out of Chippewa on the X starts 3rd with Sierra Cuse. Out of Beamsville in the 7C going 4th. 5th starting spot belongs to Alex Stewart from Arthur in the 16S. Starting 6th, Tristan De Silva out of Waterdown, the 0-1. Sean Cuse from Beamsville in the 7B starts 7th with Nick Erskine from Brantford in the 64 lining up in the 8th spot. 9th, Dusty DeBoer from Hagersville in the 23, and Steve Miller from Paris in the 79 starts in that 10th position. Dusty DeBoer, he was our Carmen's Group Hot Lap hero tonight with a 21.740 second lap in that car number 23. So congratulations to him.
And to go back to the crate sprint division, Greg, it was a seatbelt issue that kept Johnny Miller out of his qualifying heat.
Alex Riley scoots ahead here as the leader in the second qualifying heat, brought to you by Hull Nora Mechanical. Had a look through the standings tonight. I thought about this earlier today. I'm like, I don't think we've had a repeat winner. And we haven't. 8 features, 8 different winners so far in the minis.
Are you serious?
Yep.
I would have swore Alex Riley has done it a couple of times, but I trust you, Greg. I don't like you very much, but I trust you.
Hey, as long as you trust me, you don't have to like me. Oh, boy. Close call there for Sierra Cuse.
3 wide racing off of turn number 2 in this qualifying heat. They can do better. They can do more.
Come to the halfway point. Drivers need to realize you're all transferred. I know you want a good starting spot, but it won't mean anything if your car's torn up.
Yeah, but they're here to race, Greg.
Yeah, sure.
2 laps to go, says Carter Long from the flag stand.
It's all Alex Riley right now over Jeremy Cooper in the X. Sierra Cuse right now running in the 3rd spot over Nick Erskine and Tristan De Silva, the top 5. But now here comes Dusty DeBoer by the 0-1.
Yeah, Dusty DeBoer with a good turn 1 and 2 on the inside. Mobile 1 white flag being displayed. Riley with a half straightaway advantage over Jeremy Cooper.
This is the Alex Riley we've come to know, out in front and dominating. Jeremy Cooper always quick in the act. And good to see Sierra. Sean Cuse joining us here tonight for this special event. Regulars down at Merrittville Speedway as a checkered flag flies. It's going to be Alex Riley picking up the win over Jeremy Cooper. Sierra ends up in the 3rd spot over Nick Erskine. Dusty DeBoer 5th. 6th, Tristan De Silva 7th. Alex Stewart 8th is Sean Cuse. And then it's Christopher French and Steve Miller completing the running order. So 2 of the 3 insta-insulation mini stock qualifying heats in the books. 1 more to come. Again, brought to you by Hull Nora Mechanical. Clinton Jeffries down tracks.
Yeah, guys, we have a different kind of track going on here tonight. They've tried things a bit different. You really see the ripples through it, but it's got dry spots and tacky spots all through. We're going to see how this spreads out throughout the night. I think these cars are going to move it up a little bit. You'll see these ripples start to polish off a bit, but kind of a strange track. Lots of different texture. We'll see who can capitalize on it tonight, guys.
Clint wants to know, is that icing sugar or is that some other sort of substance down there at the chalk line?
I'll get Jack to lick it after.
There you
we'll
go.
Figure it out. It's actually flour.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice. There you go.
Can you see it?
We can see it right there.
Our compliments.
Wonderful things could be made with that, Adam. Turn your mic on. It works better that way.
Do you know how many pancakes were killed to make that start line?
What a waste. Ready to go with heat race number 3, Ken Hare. The Art Hill Memorial winner this year starts on the pole. He's from Niagara Falls in the 5K. John Jansen, 66, lines up second. Chris Lawrence with us tonight in the 15. He's out of London in the 3rd spot. 4th, last week's winner, Mason Anderson from St. Catharines in the 4A. Alex Klotz from St. George in the 26 starts 5th. Going 6th, Steve Boverhoff from Waynfleet in the 00. Bill Pearsall from Puslinch in the 30 AP starts 7th. Mike Sarantakos from Smithville in the 6X goes 8th. And Jillian Hill starts 9th from Dundas in the 32. We knew Bill Pearsall would be back.
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Permission or not, we knew he was coming back. I spoke with a young driver's mother today because we all got a ride over with Mike Morris on the golf cart. And I said, what would Alex prefer to be called, the driver? That, you know what? What would his mother prefer he be called? I like Alexander. So Alexander he is for me for the rest of the year.
There you go.
Because Mom said so.
See, I started with that. Then you said Alex, so I went with what you went with.
100%. And
I should have known not to listen to you.
You never have listened to me.
Ken Hare side by side with John Jansen's coming to the cross flags here in this final qualifying heat. There's Mason Anderson in the mix as well. Picked up that first Ohsweken Speedway victory last Friday night. Boy, he was pumped about that.
That's always exciting. First-time winners are the best. I mean, nothing against Dylan Westbrook. but first-time winners are cool.
2 laps left to go. Ken Hare holding on to this one. Jansen and Anderson door-to-door for the 2nd spot. Bill Pearsall's done a nice job. Started 7th. He's up there in that 4th spot and brought Jillian Hills along with him. She started back in 9th, and they're both up to the top 5.
Yeah, they're not really pulling away, though. I mean, look at that 3 cars behind them. Boverhoff, Chris Lawrence in the 15, Alexander Klotz in the 26. There are a few car lengths back, but those 2 have been the fastest in the division all year long.
Ken Hare looking to hold on to this one as he rolls through 3 and 4 for the final time. Coming to the checkers, the Art Hill Memorial winner is going to pick up a heat race win over Mason Anderson, John Jansen's. Then it's Bill Pearsall and Jillian Hills, the top 5 over Boverhoff. And then it's the 15 of Lawrence, Alexander Klotz, and Mike Sarantakos will round out the running order in that final Holner Mechanical qualifying heat for the Installation Mini Stocks. All drivers qualified tonight.
That's what I was just going to add, guys. We will start all the mini stock drivers here tonight, all 29 of them. The Thunder stocks will have a B main, as will the crates. And we have 24 360s here for a full field. So 2 B mains will be required, guys. Want to send a shout out to Gale Hill. We'll talk about Gale coming up at intermission. Puts all his hard-earned money on the line for the stock car classes here year after year. And we're going to celebrate Gale here tonight. $3,000 to win for the Thunders and $1,000 for the Minis. Some great money on the line for the stock car classes this evening, guys. Here comes your first Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack, heat race number 1.
They are brought to you by Plastic Auto Recyclers on the pole out of Scotland. He was the Carmen's Group Hot Lap hero for tonight. D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. He'll start on the pole of heat race. Nope, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong lineup. Here's the correct lineup.
And who helped you, Greg? Who was here for you?
That's like a first ever. Normally, you'd let me go through the whole lineup and then say, no, that's the wrong one.
I thought about it.
He was the hot lap hero, so that means he starts 4th. The quickest in each group ends up starting 4th in their qualifying heat. So Liam Martin starts on the pole. The live wire from Binbrook in car number 9 to his outside from Beamsville, the 88H, it's Josh Hansen. Row number 2 on the inside, Aaron Dryden from Freelton, the 12 double D. And there's D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook starting 4th. 5th, Cole McDonald from Caledonia. Mike Bowman goes 6th from Stevensville. And as Tyler Ward and Kevin Pauls back in the final row as they slice and dice down the backstretch, Dylan Westbrook, he wanted to make sure he led the first lap to at least save part of that for me.
Wow. Aggressive opening lap for Dylan Westbrook to get out in front. Josh Hansen 2nd, Darren Dryden in the 3rd spot. Mike Bowman back in 5th, trying to close that gap.
Lap number 2, it's all D-Dubs out in front of Josh Hansen, Darren Dryden, and Liam Martin. Cole McDonald having a good fight right now with Kevin Pauls. And he'll lose a little ground there off of corner number 2.
Kevin Pauls got some speed here tonight. In that 46 machine, Cole McDonald trying to have a look on the inside.
Coming to the halfway point, Dylan Westbrook leading the way after picking up that $10,000 winner's check last week. And he said himself, he usually doesn't get the big check races. He gets a lot of the other victories throughout the year, but the big money races have fallen away from him. He did it last week in convincing style.
He's pulling away from this one, turning 14.3 second laps. Josh Hansen up at the 14.7. Everyone fairly evenly spaced right now, and on what Clinton even said is a unique racing surface.
Westbrook already able to see the back of the pack as he rolls through 3 and 4 to the Mobil 1 white flag final time around for the current point leader, all-time winningest 360 driver here at Ohsweken Speedway.
Last time through turns 3 and 4, Dylan Westbrook up on the high side where he is right at home. He's going to take the win over Josh Hansen, Darren Dryden, Liam Martin, Mike Bowman, Kevin Pauls, Cole McDonald, Tyler Ward.
So there's your Plastic Auto Recyclers Heat Race number 1 winner, Dylan Westbrook from Scotland.
Guys, just want to mention with the new lineup system here, if D-Dubs wins the heat and he's the fast timer, which he was, he will be the only one going from that heat to the redraw. So now we will have a 5-car redraw, and that's how the system's working. Just want to mention Mike Bowman here. He revealed a brand new 360 sprint car that hasn't been at the track yet. It's at the Honda Indy Toronto. So if you're going down there, check out the Rev booth and Mike Bowman's brand new 360. We should see you back here in a couple weeks. It's a gorgeous piece. And say hi to all our friends at Rev if you go to the Toronto Indy this weekend.
Yeah, beautiful looking car. He's gone back to the black and white with the day glow reddish orange numbers on that number 71. That's a hot looking piece, and it'll be here in a couple of weeks. We'll be off next Friday night, of course, powwow weekend, and then the 360s are off on August the 1st, but be a couple of weeks before we see the 360s back in action. Plastic Auto Recyclers Heat Race number 2 on the pole out of Scotland. The 87XS is Skylar Evans going second from Beachville, the 5 DJ Christie. Lining up third, Kyle Phillips out of Grand Island, New York in the 21K with Bailey Hurd from Niagara Falls in the 70. He was 4th quick tonight, not laps, so he's got some speed in that 70. Starting 5th from Ohsweken, the 77E, Ashton Van Every with Mike Lichty going 6th. He's from Interkip in the 84L. Aaron Turkey from Ohsweken, the 68, goes 7th. And Alan Galetta of St. Catharines, the 22 junior, goes from the 8th spot. From the Asphalt Works green flag, Plastic Auto Recycler Heat Race number 2 underway, and DJ Christie pulls ahead, hot off a runner-up last Friday night.
Bailey Hurd with that same style of aggression through 1 and 2, able to pick up the runner-up spot. He'll set his sights on DJ Christie. Christie leads lap 1.
Last week it was Alan Downey that was quick out of the box. This week it's Bailey Hurd now showing some strength as he's right now in that 2nd spot. Skylar Evans looking down low on him in corner number 3.
Christie, though, holding the lead. 5 car lengths the gap over Bailey Hurd. Skylar Evans right there, the top. Whoa, Aaron Turkey and Alan Galetta almost come together as Ashton Van Every appears to be going up in smoke.
DJ Christie leading. Skylar Evans finally works his way around Bailey Hurd. Hurd battling back on the inside line as Ashton Van Every continues to be out there. Now he's going to slow up in corner 2 and take that one pit side.
Wise choice by Ashton Van Every on a night when everybody going to qualify for the feature event. DJ Christie way up on the outside. That beautiful number 5.
He had a great battle last week with Corey Turner and kind of snuck up on Corey. Corey even admitted that down in victory lane and grabbed the 2nd spot. And that Wampum Fuels 5-star machine, he needed that with all the trouble they've had under the hood here in 2025.
Good battle going on between Mike Lichty and Kyle Phillips. That's a race for the 4th spot on the track as they work off of turn number 4. Lichty down low, Phillips up high in that 21.
DJ Christie working through 3 and 4. Come to the Mobil 1 white flag as that battle rages on back there behind the top three who have broken away.
Oh, Kyle Phillips got real loose in turn 4. That allows Lickney to get the advantage down into 1. Time is winding down, though. DJ Christie going to take the win. Skylar Evans was closing in second. Bailey Hurd going to come home third. Who's going to get the 4th spot? It's Kyle Phillips over Mike Lickney and Aaron Turkey.
DJ Christie will grab Plastic Auto Recyclers heat race number 2. Flexing some muscle again in that 5-star machine. Hitting his stride here mid-season right now is DJ Christie. Skylar Evans, you mentioned, he was closing fast. I think another lap and he would have had something there for DJ.
Yeah, he figured something out there towards the end of that heat race.
Heat number 3 on the racetrack. On the pole from Dunnville, the 15. That's Ryan Turner to the outside. The Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers in car 0. Corey Turner from Tilsonburg in the 17X. He'll roll off third. 4th starting spot belongs to Tricky. Nick Sheridan from Mount Bridges in the 45. Tyler Powless lines up 5th. He's from Ohsweken, the 77T. Derek Jonathan out of Lewiston, New York in the 81 goes 6th. And in the 7th spot from St. Williams, 21, John Burbridge Jr. And going 8th, Alan Downey out of Hamilton in the 19D. Glenn Stiers again qualifying well here tonight. Lines up on the outside of the front row. Had a lot of speed last week. Ran in that top 5.
All feature long.
Yep. Glenn's found something in this 0 machine. Nothing like the Glenn of old. White flag out. Next time around, we'll come to the green flag in this final qualifying heat of the night for the 360 sprints.
So how quickly things change. Alan Downey was the quickest, you mentioned, last Friday night in hot laps. He's the slowest in this qualifying heat.
Carter Long atop the flag stand. Looks him over down the WG Truck Center restart zone, and we come to the initial Asphalt Works green flag through 1 and 2. Stiers way up high, blocks the progress of Nick Sheridan. Sheridan holding back there in the 3rd spot.
Alan Downey with a great turn 1 and 2. Passed a couple of cars at that end of the racetrack. Now will set his sights on Corey Turner and Nick Sheridan. Doesn't get easier as you work towards the front.
Out in front, it's all Ryan Turner in that 15 machine over Glenn Stiers. Ryan really thought he was going to be a factor last week in that $10,000 to win feature event, but couldn't make his way through the field. But he's got things figured out tonight in that Sitting Bull tire number 15.
He certainly does, out in front, leading the way and driving away from Glenn Stiers in that 0. Tricky Nick Sheridan hanging on to the 3rd position.
Glenn Stiers running the leader down, I think, a little bit here as they work off of corner 4. He's closing the gap a little bit on Ryan Turner halfway home. In the final qualifying heat, he's really got something going on the outside line.
Yeah, Stiers is much faster right now than Ryan Turner lap over lap as he's working that high side to perfection.
And this is where we used to see Glenn Stiers always get it done, right out of that extreme high line, and he's going to blow by Ryan Turner down the backstretch, coming to 2 to go.
Ryan Turner just got passed by like 2010. Got to be thinking, what on earth?
Side by side they go down to 1 and 2. Oh, Ryan Turner had a handful down in quarter 1. You see the wheels a twitching. As this time by, they'll come to the mobile 1. White flag, it's Glenn Stiers, your leader.
Stiers likes it up there on the high side when there's a cushion, and he's looking good up there right now as he leads them off at turn 2.
Final time through 3 and 4. Coming to the checkered flag, the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers gets it done over Ryan Turner. 3rd at the line, Nick Sheridan. 4th is going to belong to Corey Turner over Tyler Powless. Then it's Alan Downey, Derek Jonathan. John Burbridge Jr. will complete the field in the final 360 qualifying heat of the night. There's Plastic Auto Recyclers Heat 3 winner, Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Stiers. I bet you he's got a huge smile right now.
Yeah, he's got to feel good. That was a tough heat race. A lot of good cars out there, and he was the fastest on the track.
Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks, 32 of them here tonight, running in the Gales Cash Blast 40-lap feature tonight. So that's going to be a long night for them. 3 qualifying heats brought to you by Hunsingers. Adam, you've got the starting lineup.
On the pole from Victoria, it's the 84 RK of the big dog, Ryan Beagle. Second from Caledonia, the 88L is Logan Ferguson. Third from Geister Center, the 41 is Adam Plazik. Fourth from Hagersville, the 49 is Dave Bailey. Fifth from Ohsweken, the 81 is Brando Green Stiers. Sixth from Wellandport, the 222 is Nick Massey. Seventh from Caledonia, the 21X is Mark Bazine. Eighth from Hamilton, the 43C is Clinton Nichols. Ninth from Hamilton, the 62 is Brian Passetti. 10th out of Six Nations, 13X is Bella General. 11th from Hamilton, the 43 is Kyle Andrus.
No surprise, Dave Bailey, the Carmen's Group hot lap hero tonight. The 19.281 second lap. Brian Beagle second quick, but Brian General in the third qualifying heat tonight, he was up there as well in that 69G with a lap under the 20-second mark. So Brian General showing some speed over the last couple of weeks.
Guys, I just want to mention we're taking 8 out of each of these 3 heats and 4 out of the B tonight. A bit of a different number style, but it'll be 3 8s and a 4, guys.
The math on that.
Ryan Beagle out in front. No handicap system to work with tonight, so he's got a little less work to do. He's got Dave Bailey behind him. Logan Ferguson in the 88. Had some great runs last year. This year, he's had nothing but calamity, it seems.
Man, it's great to see them make repairs to that car and show up week after week because they've had some tough damage on a couple of nights this year.
Talked to Rob Disher tonight. He's on his way back. He's got another car purchased. He was part of a pretty big hit a couple of weeks back. And also Blake Bomberry Jr. still suffering some lingering concussion-like symptoms from that crash where he hopped over the blocks. So wish our best to Blake Bomberry as well.
Out in front, Ryan Beagle continues to lead our hot lap hero, Dave Bailey, in the 49. They've got a little bit of daylight between themselves and third place.
One on the backstretch wall. Now Clinton Nichols will go around a corner 4. Everyone will go by the 43C machine and will stay under the green flag.
Yeah, Brandon Green Stiers hit that backstretch wall a ton, was able to keep it rolling. He'll make it back to the pits. Good job by Nichols to keep it rolling.
Thanks, Clint. A little hard to see up here. It's like with this sun, it's like looking through wax paper on this glass.
You know, race control Dave Hunsinger just sent a message out to the official, says, I'm having trouble seeing in 3. You guys got to be my eyes, so you guys aren't the only ones.
What's his excuse the rest of the time?
I was going to say, what's our excuse when the sun goes down, Adam? We've got monitors right here we could watch.
That's true.
Dave Bailey trying to mount a charge on Ryan Beagle as they'll come to the Mobile 1 white flag, this time off of corner number 4 here in this first of 3 qualifying heats. Beagle's got the lead, but Bailey has closed it quickly. And for Bailey, he was nearly a half a second quicker than Beagle in hot laps. That's how smooth Dave Bailey is.
Beagle trying to run that bottom groove where you've got to feather the throttle, gingerly get back to the power. Dave Bailey up on the high side where you can keep it wound up just a little bit more. But it's going to be Beagle taking the win over Bailey.
At the line, Logan Ferguson with a 3rd place finish over Adam Plazik. And then it's Nick Massey, Brian Passetti, Mark Bazine, Bella General, Kyle Andrus, and Clinton Nichols. Dave Bailey just 2 away from win number 50. And that would make him the winningest driver at the track, not just in Thunderstocks.
Yeah, but it won't. If you listen to Dave Bailey, it won't.
He counts heat races.
No, because Westbrook won numerous races in the crate sprints.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
So Dave Bailey in Victory Lane says, you know, that's nice. It's fun to watch, but he's got me by a few still.
Yeah,
so.
You're right.
I think he said Westbrook won 6 crate races. Greg's going to have a look at that. I'm sure that's what he's doing. Heat race number 2 is going to line up like this on the pole from Hagersville. The 93K is Mike Klazinga. Second from Merlin. The 21 is Spencer Smolders. Starting third from Binbrook in the 427 is Smokey Tim Phelan. Fourth from Niagara Falls, the 26 is Keith Dale. Fifth from Port Robinson, the 108 is Zach Bleach. Sixth from Hagersville, the 8 is Ryan Dinning. Seventh from Caledonia, the 55, it's Mikey Bobby, Mike Thorne. Eighth from Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. Ninth from Brantford, the 13 is Casey Huffman. 10th from London, the 76 is Jamie Googe. 11th from Waynfleet, the 77X is Mitch Petta. Now, did Mitch Petta make it? He was having some hauler issues. Yes, he did. Good for them.
And yes, if you combine those, he had 6 crate wins, so 52 for Dylan Westbrook. I mean, he was there for such a brief time. Barely remember he was even in it. I remember, I think it was a Triple Crown Showdown. Dylan ran his first 360 race, and he was competitive, racing for the win that night. And you kind of think of Dylan just going from micros to 360s, but yeah, he was there for a very short minute.
Stop for a cup of coffee.
Yeah. Well, it was a good story for a couple of weeks. Or the white flag this time by, says Dave Hunsinger. Mike Klazinga. Spencer Smolders.
How good has Klazinga been this year?
Oh, so good. He's been on the podium. 1 spot shy. The 40-lap race tonight, that could be a great equalizer. You get attrition in some of these races.
You do for sure.
Even longer than what we already saw with the Brock Leonard Memorial. It was shortened to 30 laps a couple of weeks ago. 40 laps tonight. And here they go, all fanning out down in corner number 1. Another guy that's been coming on as of late is that 8 machine. He's running through the middle. Ryan Dinning finished 3rd last Friday night.
And the 108 is Zach Bleach.
Yeah.
So a number of drivers really hitting their stride, making for some great battles in the Thunderstock division.
Oh, troubles for Trevor DeBoer. He is way under power in the 23, and he's always a top contender. Looks like the car kind of leaning over on the right front.
Flat right front, he's been black flag, guys, so a long way out of the beat for one of the contenders here tonight.
Now, heartbreaker there for Trevor DeBoer as they work off of corner 4. It's Klazinga and Smolders over Phelan, and then this good side-by-side battle with Thorne and Bleach. Dinning on the inside there.
Yeah, Dinning way down low in that number 8. Thorne able to out-battle him in 1 and 2.
Mike Klazinga off the corner over Smolders. Oh, little contact there. Dinning and Bleach. Front and nose contact there, the 108 and the 8, as Bleach will take the spot. They both look low to the inside of Thorne. It's all Mike Klazinga, though, right now.
Everybody hanging on in this battle, though. Mike Klazinga leads the way, but everyone behind him is very close.
Zach Bleach battling for that 4th spot, down right along the wall, as is Tim Phelan. Everyone else kind of fanning out to the outside line. Thorne able to hold off Bleach that time at the start-finish line. Meanwhile, it's all Klazinga, Smolders, and Phelan, your top 3.
Zach Bleach continues to apply the pressure to Mike Thorne in that 55 as they race side by side up at turn number 4. Bleach down low, but Thorne up in that high groove. Lots of momentum off the corners.
Klazinga down into 3 and 4. Coming to the Mobile 1 white flag. One more time around live scoring, down and out right at the moment. So it's Klazinga, Smolders, Phelan. And it's Mike Thorne riding in the 4th spot. Bleach challenging him. He's in the 5th position. You got Huffman and Dinning 6th and 7th. So right now it's Keith Dale in the final transfer spot.
Checkered flag is in the air. The win going to go to Klazinga, followed by Smolders, Phelan, Thorne, Bleach, Dinning, Casey Huffman.
And Keith Dale will get it done. So that will put Mitch Petta and Jamie Googe to the B main tonight. There's one more qualifier left to go. It's the final qualifier for the Thunderstocks, and then we've got crate sprint qualifying heats.
No, we don't.
Oh, no, we don't. They started us
B-main.
off.
They started us off. Here's the lineup in heat race number 3 on the pole from Petrolia. The 77 is Carson Thompson. Second from Ohsweken, 69G, Brian General. Third from Ohsweken, the 21J is Braden Burning. Fourth from Thorold, the 11 is Go Fast People. Fifth from Hamilton, the 07 is Scott McPhail. Sixth from Blenheim, the 6X is Marshall Bellamy. Seventh from Harley, the 37 is Rob Hoskins. Eighth from Canfield, the 03 is George Grossel. Mark Fawcett in the 32, he's from Canfield. And from Waterdown, the 51D is Dylan Peckham.
Riding along with the Bradshaw's drone down the back stretch, following these drivers as they come to the green flag. 8 more drivers to transfer to the A main. Through the WG Truck Center start and restart zone they go. Scott McPhail looks low quick.
Brian General, though, with a good launch on the outside. That 69G, he was fast in practice, trying to carry that speed through his heat race.
Through 3 and 4 for the first time as they work off the corner to complete lap number 1. It's going to be Brian General. Again, as I mentioned, he was quick in hot laps earlier on tonight. Had a fast race car last Friday night as well. Go Fast People now working on that second spot over Carson Thompson. He'll take that away.
Carson Thompson putting up a good fight on that high side, though.
Ooh, Rob Hoskins almost slammed into the wall. He gathered it up, might have tapped the rear end off the fourth corner wall there.
Field works its way through 3 and 4 out in front. Continues to be Brian General with Go Fast People in striking distance.
Thompson and Grossel right now, door to door for the third position. Mark Fawcett working his way up from the 9th spot. He's up into the top 5, looking for more in that 32. Always quick here.
Yep.
Yet to have an Ohsweken Speedway victory. He's got them at other tracks, but not here. He's come so close so many times.
Trying to thread the needle through a couple of cars.
Oh, the leader. Oh, Brian General took the long way through corner 2.
Nice save by General. Able to keep it on the track as we got a couple of cars spinning down the back stretch.
Marshall Bellamy gets sideways, gathers it back up, so it's Go Fast People out in front now. Over Brian General is going to try and take that lead back. He will through 2. Takes the shorter way through that corner this time, regains the lead. Nice driving by Brian General.
Kept it on the racetrack this time, performed a lot better.
2 laps left to go for Brian General. You know you've got a fast car when you lose that much track, but can still work back on Go Fast People and get by. That helped Grossel and Fawcett. Fawcett's looking to the inside of Grossel for third.
Fawcett's just been so fast here the last few years.
Oh, Grossel around with Fawcett. Coming to the mobile 1 white flag. That'll put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag, and Scott McPhail almost got the nose of the 03 of George Grossel.
Sure did. Grossel had to be thinking, oh no, oh no. Have a look at our GeForce TV replay as they pitch it down into the corner. A little bit of contact between George Grossel and Mark Fawcett.
So Grossel will join on the tail of the field. Good look for our fans in attendance down there on the Creekside Construction replay board here on the front stretch. Great addition for those here on Friday nights. If you're watching at home, get here. There's nothing like the sights, the smells, the noise, and now we've got replays at the infield there for you to watch as well.
So much fun, isn't it? That Creekside Construction video board.
So Brian General leads the way over Go Fast Teeple, and Mark Fawcett, I think he just got the naughty stick. He's been sent to the back.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there. He'll take his lumps and drop to the back of the field.
Guys, if you recall, Mark Fawcett last year was leading the Gales Cash Blast and ran out of gas. So he's had some rough luck on these nights. Let's see what he can do come from the back. That's a quick car. I expect him to get requalified here.
So again, top 8 to the A main, everyone else to the B, and only 4 spots available there. So you want to get in right now. Don't mess around.
Yeah, the B main's a level of stress nobody needs to put themselves through. He'll bunches up on the back straightaway in preparation to bring them up to speed.
General and Teeple on the front row, back to the Asphalt Works green flag through that WG Truck Center restart zone. Trying to think back, was that our first caution in the heats? I don't recall. Yeah, that was our first caution in the heats, and it comes in the final heat. So how about that? Good job by all our drivers tonight.
Yeah, it really has been.
Mobile 1 white flag is out side by side, Teeple and General. You got a good 3-car battle going on behind there. Braden Burning's having an excellent run right now, battling inside that top 5.
Down the back straightaway for the final time. Brian General down low. Go Fast Teeple on the high side. Who's it going to be off of turn number 4? General with the advantage on the inside, but he keeps it.
Over Go Fast Teeple, Rob Hoskins. Scott McPhail, George Grossel. So just 2 cars going to the B main out of that one. And that concludes qualifying.
Does so, Greg.
So we'll have a couple of B mains to look forward to. The crate sprints and these very same Thunder stocks will still have a B main. All the minis and the 360s go to the big dance tonight. A little less nerves for those teams. And are they pushing cars off over there, Adam? Or are we?
Yep.
Yep, okay. We're about 10 minutes from the sun maybe being low enough that we can see anything from up here.
It's wild. The strange thing is it's putting me to sleep.
Oh, well, I hope it stays out. Rockabye Adam.
I can still talk enough smack in my sleep.
Got to wish a happy birthday to Rob Ketty. Happy 54th birthday, Rob Ketty, joining us here tonight. Hope you're having a great night tonight, Rob.
Guys, just want to get a quick mention in here about Johnny Miller. First car out, his girlfriend Danny had a bad accident on the weekend, has had to have ankle surgery today. Johnny wasn't sure whether they were going to make it back from surgery on time. She's being a good girlfriend, said, you go win this race, Johnny. I'll be all right. I'll see you tonight. So Johnny brought the car out. They hustled back from the hospital and want to wish Danny all the best as she recovers for her bad ankle this week, guys.
12 laps the distance in this one for the Strickland Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint Car Division. Adam Ross with the starting lineup.
That's exactly what I have in front of me, Greg. On the pole from Hamilton, the 78 is Darren McLennan. Second from Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. Third from St. George, the 69K is Ken Hamilton. Fourth from Welland, the 3B is Blaine Barrow. Fifth from Welland, the 11W is Brennan Hagar. Sixth from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. Seventh from Ancaster, the 26X is Campbell Baker. And rounding out the field from Six Nations, driving the number 20, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller.
Once again, got to thank County Line Construction and Gale's Auto Aftermarket, tonight's race night sponsors, as we stay into the yellow for another lap. Top 4 will transfer out of this B main. Rest of the drivers done for the evening. Just getting the starting order correct Things look a little better now. And still some discussion going on over the starting lineup. So you've got, it's supposed to be in the back row, Campbell Baker and Johnny Miller.
So why is the 9C in this race?
Yeah, why is the 9C in this race?
Hey, race director. I'm gonna ask while the mic's still on. Is there an updated lineup for this? Why is Brian Nanakoke in this race? Brian Nanakoke's not in my lineup.
Ah.
He got the David Gravel DQ. Nose wing too far forward.
The Joan Rivers penalty. For those of you who remember Joan Rivers.
She was great.
Asphalt Works green flag is out. Oh, boy. Ken Hamilton had nowhere to go. Now Brian Nanakoke has nowhere to go. And out of that, Ken Hamilton keeps the foot in the throttle, but the Dixieland Grill caution flag comes out.
Nothing to see here.
That was messy. Canada Fuels 9C of Brian Nanakoke around. Last one on the scene got the worst of it. And that's tough because you were already qualified, and then the DQ and the heat puts you back there.
Have a look at the nice move. Show that replay again, either angle. Look at Brennan Hagar. It's his first week out. Watch the 11 car right behind that 69K.
Oh, yeah.
Last minute, you've got to get off the brake, and you got to turn hard right.
Great job there. Watch him again, that white 11 on the inside line. He was going left for a millisecond and then got to the outside and around Ken Hamilton. Hamilton able to continue on.
So remember Holly Porter passing Blaine Barrow at the line by 4 1,000ths of a second?
He's in.
That puts Blaine Barrow into the show.
There you go. So complete restart here.
So you can't trust what the officials hand us from the next room.
Apparently not. As the starting lineup gets projected at the officials. We can't get ejected for the night. Well, I guess we probably could.
Conduct unbecoming of a track official. Dave Unzinger handled it like a pro.
He had his Snickers tonight.
4 cars going to transfer out of this one. Kiana Teal getting a good lead in that 24K. And I'll say this, Greg, it's a good thing Kiana Teal's getting out front because lately her car has been going away. And she knows only one speed as we've got Ken Hamilton around in turn number 4 to bring out the yellow. She only knows full speed ahead. So let's see if she can keep that right rear under her in this B main.
Kenzato 69K around there in corner 4 and puts us back under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. Again, top 4, and on any given night, you wouldn't expect any of these drivers to be outside of the A main. So that's how difficult it is to qualify on any given night. Lance Erskine already has a feature win this year in that 88 car, and he's in the B. It's tough. Tough for the ego for some of these drivers when they have to run a B main.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Got a happy birthday wish. Happy birthday to Mike McDonald from Samantha.
Not to say Lance Erskine has an ego. He's the farthest one from that. What a great young man is Lance Erskine.
You were going to say great kid.
I was, but he's not a kid anymore.
He's a kid.
No, he's not.
Heck, if you're 40, you're still a kid.
Well, you're not wrong.
Well, guys, his teammate was one of the biggest kids at the scales you can imagine. Curtis Connell, super pumped after that run in the heat races. How, fortunes have changed here. Lance finds himself in the B where Curtis is locked into the A handily. And, he's racing go-karts out here on Thursdays, 2 cars has been, so maybe that's helping out a little bit as well.
No, and I joked, Clinton, about who's driving the 8 car because he made some nice moves, some good veteran moves to keep his momentum up and his speed up.
It was kind of insulting because we couldn't believe it was him, but he looked that good that we weren't actually sure.
Yeah.
So good on Curtis for the great improvement so far this evening.
And it's a huge feat when you qualify for your first feature event through a heat race.
Yeah.
Not having to go through the beat.
And that wasn't just squeaked in. He was on the chip the whole race.
Yep, absolutely. Ganadil out in front, Lance Erskine, Johnny Miller, Darren McLennan in tow. They are all in qualified spots. But then you've got Brian Nanakoke and Campbell Baker.
Here comes Lance Erskine with a head of steam, tracking down Kiana Teal down into corner number 3. That outside line, we saw it in the 360 heats. It's quick now here in the crates as Erskine trying to drop alongside of that 24K machine.
And remember, this is the time of night where Lance Erskine really picks up that outside line, particularly in 1 and 2.
Off of corner 4 he works again. Can't get the run he needs to get by Teal. Miller right now holding down the 3rd spot. You've got Darren McLennan, the rookie, in the 4th spot. And Brian Nanakoke doing all he can to get one more spot.
Halfway through already, 6 laps in, 6 laps to go. Kiana Teal doing a great job out in front, holding off Lance Erskine in that 88 machine.
Wow, he got a phenomenal run through 1 and 2. Squirts ahead there a little bit. Now he'll drop down to the inside lane on Kiana Teal, block any attempt at a pass, and he will lead the lap. The top 4 remain the same, but we've got a new leader.
Brian Nanakoke starting to lose some ground to Darren McLennan in the 4th spot. Darren McLennan's looked pretty sporty here the last few races. He's really picking things up.
Just what we expected. The talented driver in the TQ midgets and a lot of laps there, and he's translated very well over here to the dirt, running in that 4th position. Brian Nanakoke, time is running out for the 9C.
And I'll tell you, Darren McLennan's got to be all up in his head right now. Yellow flag is out. Ken Hamilton is around. The leaders were all running the high groove. And I don't remember watching Darren McLennan up high almost at all since he's been racing with us. He's used the middle, he's used the inside. So he's out there doing what the cars in front of him do.
So the Dixieland Grill caution flag comes out for the 2nd time for Ken Hamilton, which might be the end of his night with the 2nd caution. The Kenny U-Pole push truck team on the scene to get Ken Hamilton's Ken's Auto 69K pushed off. Still one more B main to come. That will be for the Thunder Stocks. And then it's feature time.
Got to give a shout out to the crowd in the stands. Last week it was a great crowd. Tonight it looks like it's filled in very nicely, Greg. And to the crowd watching online. Our numbers have been solid this year.
Yeah, great point, Adam. Mike Morris just messaged me from the pits, and what a fantastic crowd here tonight. Last week was our best crowd since our Outlaw Week, so we appreciate everybody coming out, and you know, hopefully you enjoy the races. We try and hustle through them as quick as we can here for you each and every Friday.
So Lance Erskine will bring us back to the green flag once they get down to that WG Truck Center restart zone. The 2 blue pylons you see on the wall down there in corner number 4, they need to start down in that zone. If you start before that, be a start that is called back by our chief starter, Dave Hunsinger, here in the tower. Lance Erskine in that Connell Construction 88 brings us to the Asphalt Works green flag. Kiana Teal going to take another shot. Here comes the Iceman to the inside.
Wow, Johnny Miller looking for a 2-for-1. He'll pick up 1 spot in turns 1 and 2. Darren McLennan right there as well with a good restart.
Erskine right to that outside line again as they come off the corner. Miller within striking distance. He looked down low there off of 4. He's got a slight advantage. Erskine will carry the momentum off the corner, continue to lead down the backstretch.
Look who's closing in for a transfer spot. It's young Campbell Baker.
He's right there to the outside of Darren McLennan, and at the line, McLennan has the spot by a nose, but we still have 2 laps to go.
And I have a feeling this is going to be a 3-car battle. Kiana Teal has pulled out a little bit for now, but we'll see if they can close that gap. The Mobile One white flag in the air.
Lance Erskine right now looking stout in the 88. Johnny Miller feeling confident, I think, right now. But here comes Campbell Baker looking to the inside of Kiana Teal for the 3rd position.
He hesitated, so did Kiana Teal. Here comes Darren McLennan. He'll try to cross him over. Campbell Baker gets in the show. Kiana Teal 3rd. Lance Erskine with the win. Johnny Miller 2nd. I love me a B main, Greg.
Wow. When the B mains mean something, that's good racing, and that was it right there. Darren McLennan holds down that 4th spot for much of that race, and in the end, can't get it done. Campbell Baker needed that last restart, and he gets himself into the A main. Great drive. As we have that final B main out onto the racetrack already, so we're going to do all the B mains before we take a brief break.
Here's how they're supposed to line up for this B main. On the pole from Hamilton, the 43 is Kyle Andrus. 2nd from Wainfleet, the 77X is Mitch Petta. 3rd from Waterdown, the 51D is Dylan Peckham. 4th in the 43C from Hamilton is Clinton Nichols. 5th out of London, the 76 is Jamie Googe. 6th from Thorold, the 11 is Go Fast Teeple. 7th from Ohsweken, the 81 is Brando Green Steyers, and 8th from Hagersville, the 23 is Trevor DeBoer. Go Fast Teeple won his heat. If he didn't, he finished 2nd.
Looks to me like the 77 and the 81 have not made the call, guys. We expected 2 more, but 77 and the 81 are not out here yet.
77 is on his way, I think. I see. What did it used to say on that race car that I found so funny? It was on the right side door at the top of the door.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but I can't remember. That's a year ago. What do you expect me to do?
I know, but he drove by earlier on. No, there goes Trevor DeBoer. I thought it was Mitch Pettit coming. If anybody can remember what it said. No, that is Mitch Pettit. It used to say something above that 77 on the door. I'm sure of it.
So race director Dave Hunsinger just said, give it a bit of grace here on the 77. It's a quick turnaround. Remember, they were just out here for their heats about 5 minutes ago. So Brando Green not going to get the 81 fixed. He hit that wall a ton, guys, so I'm not surprised they're not repaired and ready to go. So we'll be 1 car down, ready to go. 4 of them going to make it into the Gales Cash Blast coming up here.
4 cars get in the show. 3 will have to go home. And we'll say it now. We're going to say it again, Clint. But Gale from Gale's Auto Aftermarket suffered a setback this week. He is recovering at Brantford General Hospital. He's in good spirits. Not taking visitors right now. When he gets home, he'll be happy to see the people that he wants to visit. But that's what we have to say, and we are still going to celebrate Gale here tonight.
Great supporter here throughout the years, not just to the track, but to a number of racers over the years, whether his decal was on their car or not. He had a big part in helping a lot of teams out.
Just one of those people who brings great energy to the racetrack, right? Good mojo.
How about Trevor DeBoer? This is what we expect out of the blue 23. Already to the front. He had that right front flat in his qualifying heat that put him out. And this is what he needs. He needs to get out front fast and run away so the pressure's off, and he can go compete in tonight's 40-lap main event.
Go Fast Evil putting the pressure on Clinton Nichols for the 2nd spot down there in turns 3 and 4. Kyle Andrus holds on to the final transfer spot.
Go Fast Steeple to the inside of Clinton Nichols. Hamilton hot shoe with a handful there off of corner number 2 in that 43C. Remember, he had problems in his qualifying heat, looped that car around, so a little bit of a loose handling race car tonight for Clinton Nichols.
Yeah, the car looks a little twitchy for him. And granted, he might be rusty, Greg. He doesn't have as many laps as some of the competitors here.
Trevor DeBoer coming down. It'll be halfway home in this B main.
Jamie Googe goes around and gathers it in. Thank you, Lucas. It used to say Hot Bubby.
Hot Bubby.
On the Mitch Pettis 77.
That's why I don't remember it.
I don't know why I found it so funny.
Removed it from my memory bank. Control-Alt-Delete.
You just can't have nice things. Control-Alt-Delete.
Kyle Anders holds down that final spot. Dylan Peckham, Mitch Petta on the outside looking in. Oh, and they almost got into one another.
Down the back straightaway they go. Peckham and Petta out in front. It's all Trevor DeBoer by a full straightaway over Go Fast Teeple and Clinton Nichols. Kyle Anders holding on to that fourth spot, but just by a breath over Peckham and Mitch Petta.
They continue door-to-door back there. So the Mobile One white flag comes out for the Mert Timson Auto, number 23 of Trevor DeBoer, trying to punch his way into the 40-lap main event tonight. And it's all Go Fast Teeple and Clinton Nichols now in second and third. Kyle Andrus safely in that fourth spot, just needs to complete the final half a lap.
Mitch Petta was trying to close in on Kyle Andrus. It's going to be Trevor DeBoer taking this B main win. Go Fast Teeple second, Clinton Nichols third, Kyle Andrus in the fourth spot. I think Mitch Petta, no, he doesn't have a flat right rear. The car was driving like it. We're going to take a break here on G-Force TV, and we will be back.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner. Today, as a 100% Canadian-owned credit union, we offer all the products and services you'd expect from a traditional bank, but with a personal, community-focused approach, investing back into the people, local businesses, and communities we serve. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
It all started for us at the racetrack, from dirt to water. We have continued to keep the adrenaline and drive to make sure that we are always in the forefront. We are driven to give our customers the absolute best in service, products, and memories with your family. No matter what your passion is, whether it's on the water, in the dirt, on the snow, or on the road, we will always be here welcoming you over and over again through the doors here at Lockhart's. You're not just a customer here, you are part of our team.
Farmall. 100 years of can-do. 100 years of milestones. 100 years of family. Generation after generation, its legacy lives on. The one for all since 1923.
Back live at Ohsweken Speedway, Freshstone presents Friday Night Excitement. Tonight brought to you by County Line Construction and GALE'S Auto Aftermarket. And our Clinton Jeffries down trackside in Slack Lumber, Victory Lane.
Well, Dylan, 46, 360 wins. Can you get number 47 on a special night here tonight?
That's what we're going to go for. The car's feeling really good, so I think we have a good shot. Redrew spot number 4, so we're going to be starting 4th, and making a couple more changes on the car, try to get it dialed in, and just hopefully have a nice, clean race.
That certainly didn't hurt you in the heat, man. 4th to 1st, real quick. How important is it to jump on the gas and get moving with this field of cars we've got?
Definitely have to just go as soon as you can. If you just hesitate a little bit, everyone's just so good. They just they'll eat you up right whenever you're just slacking just a little bit. So just got to be on it all the time.
Good luck, Dylan.
Thank you.
Dylan Westbrook goes for a 360 win, number 47 in the 47X. Nico Hansen, welcome to Top Gun Award. That's pretty cool, man. Talk about sliding the outside there and making it work to grab your Ackland Insurance Top Gun Award tonight.
I wasn't really sure how it was going to go. The cushion wasn't there, but there's still a lot of bite up there, so I just went for it, and it seemed to work out pretty good. That's all. It was pretty exciting. I was a little nervous because he got pretty high up to me, but everyone raced me clean. So
good luck. Congratulations on the $100, and good luck on the redraw.
Thank you.
Nico Hansen, everybody, he will be the Top Gun Award, and now we're going to get to something special. You can head back there, Nico. Bob Lickers, I've got Bob Lickers with me, everybody. Bob, you're here representing Gale and the family here tonight. Obviously, Gale fell a bit ill this week, and he's watching in the hospital, so it means a lot. What do you want to say here? How cool is this that we have this Gale race every year, Bob?
This is something that we look forward to every year, and it's the support that comes out from the Speedway and from the racing teams themselves. This is just overwhelming. Gale loves this night, and it is really a bummer. He was looking forward to being here very much. So on behalf of Gale's, to the Speedway, to the racing teams, and to the fans, thank you very much. Gale is certainly a man that loves the community, loves his family, loves his faith, and it is 100% for all three of them. So thank you all. Last year, it was doing the drive-by for him. He tipped his hat to you all, so I'll tip my hat to every one of you here. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Bob. We've agreed we're going to keep the gig going. How about it, ladies and gentlemen? These are our race teams out on the front straightaway for you, Gale, at home. They wanted to make sure they knew how much they appreciated your efforts here. How about a hand for Gale Hill, everybody, and all our amazing race teams that are saluting him here on the front straightaway today. Thank you so much, Gale. Get better. We need you back here very soon. We have 2 great features coming up, Bob. Are you ready for a great night?
I'm getting ready right now.
All right. Thank you guys for coming out. We really appreciate it. How about one big round of applause for Gale Hill, everybody, everything he does. Thanks for our teams for coming out here. This means a lot for us and Gale. Thank you, teams, for coming out there. And we will be right back live here as we get ready to go. We'll take a quick look at a feature about Jillian Hills as we get ready to go race, and 4 features coming up. How about it? We're doing this one for Gale, guys.
You're coming off a championship season, which was won through consistency. I mean, if ever there was a year that someone can say consistency got them there, that was it. How good does that feel?
It's really good. When I hear consistency, it's definitely the nice way of saying you never won a race through the year, but I also never crashed the car. So I'll take it. Like, nice, steady season, lots of podiums.
There's another way to look at that. That even though you didn't win, you were good every night.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on the podium this year, which is nice. You see all the fans at Ohsweken.
But it begs the question, how important is it for you to win a race this year?
The whole idea last year was not to win a championship, it was to win a race. And now the pressure's on. That's all Dad cares about. And he's the guy wrenching most of the time. So that's the main goal. If I make a mistake and crash doing it, I'm going to be trying at least.
No, that's it. And I mean, I've known your dad for a long time, so very similar to you, positive outlook and go out and get after it. How good is the racing in the mini stock class at Ohsweken?
There's so much volume too, and everyone kind of knows what cars are good, and there's a lot of good cars out there. A lot of drivers who have been doing it as long as me, a lot who've been doing it longer.
You have a challenge or an opportunity that most people don't have because you're a female succeeding at the racetrack. Do you view yourself as a role model? Is it important to you that young girls can look up to you and say, that's what I want to do?
Yeah, I like that. When I started, it wasn't a thing for me. I just wanted to be one of the boys. I just want to go play. And then as I've gotten older and people that watched me 10 years ago, and there's lots of girls at Flamborough Speedway that have come and now I'm racing against them, and they're like, it's cool for them to come up to me and they're like excited to see me, and it feels really nice, and it puts that a little more into perspective now.
So last year the goal was to win races. Forget about the championship, we want to win races, and you went out and won the championship. This year, are you setting goals that you want to achieve, or are you setting goals because you know you'll do the opposite?
No, I'm setting goals I want to achieve. I want to hold that checkered flag at the end of the race. I don't care if I have some bad nights through it, make some bad decisions, but I want to get one, push myself, and try and get that win.
Do you know how hard it is, Adam, for me not to draw with the telestrator on your face when you're on the Creekside construction screen down there?
I was going to say, did he have the camera in the booth? I'm thinking, what an idiot. No, we were on the camera.
We just looked at you for 45 seconds.
Hey, before you throw to break, Greg, I just want to wish a special welcome to Mary here tonight. We know Margaret should be here. We're so very sorry, but Mary, we're thrilled you're here with us, and we hope you will be for a long, long time.
Well, we have a moment. Let's take a quick look at the calendar of upcoming events here at Ohsweken Speedway. Brought to you by Carmen's Group. Next Friday night, we are off. It's powwow weekend here at the Speedway, so no racing. We'll get back to it on August the 1st. Rhodes Barbecue and Deli and Electromart present the Noel Teal Memorial. ROC Sportsman, Crate, Thunderstocks, and Minis 360s are off. And then on August the 8th, ILA Sports Duke Electric presents Christmas in August, plus the UMP and Canadian Modified Challenge, plus our 4 regular divisions. Then on August the 15th, Six Nations Bingo, Lone Wolf Fireworks presents Community Night plus Mod Lights. So our 4 regular divisions, Mod Lights will join in. And then all 4 divisions join us back on August 22nd. Ontario Agra and Charles Jones Industrial presents the Great Lakes Super Sprints. OhswekenSpeedway.ca for the complete schedule as the season begins to wind down. We'll take another quick break and be back as feature racing gets set.
Introducing the Fleet Lineup by CargoEase. Our commercial and Titan Series slide come with weight capacities of 1,500 to 3,000 pounds and features HDPE Ultra Ply Deck, a 1/4-inch rubber mat, 8-inch aluminum side rails, a patented spring release T-handle, and L-hook fasteners. This is the CargoEase Fleet Lineup.
At WG Truck Center, we fix trucks. We don't just change parts. Maintenance, repairs, frame straightening, and custom builds. Everything happens right here. A high-performance team focused on serving local Canadian business, always looking to add talent to make us even better. Need parts? Need a rig? Need services? The local shop that does it all. WG Truck Center. Everything you need for your diesel truck.
After World War II, my grandfather was diagnosed with cancer, and our neighbors guided my father through his first few years after my grandfather died. This year will be my father's 50th crop. He always reminds me that without the help of our neighbors, there would never have been a first. My name is Randy. I'm a farmer, and I make the best damn tractors in the world because I owe it to my neighbors.
Case IH, built by farmers.
Motor oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
Back at Ohsweken Speedway, Fresh Stone presents Friday Night Excitement, brought to you by County Line Construction and Gale's Auto Aftermarket. Let's go down trackside for a Case IH track report.
Thanks a lot, Greg. The track is changing as the night goes on. Still a lot of bite down here to the inside, but you can see it's starting to get what we call the high shine, where these Hoosier tires will start to polish it, and it'll start to reflect off. You can almost see it back farther up here, and it'll start to blacken up. But in between these black shiny lines, you've got a couple spots here that are still very, very tacky. So if you can find that right line down there, you're going to be set up, and this track is going to change. It is a bit rough in the corners, but not overly rough. So the cars are going to have to work through, not like I like to say, it is definitely not pool table smooth tonight. It's got some character, but a lot of the drivers out here seem to like this style of track, and we'll see how it goes tonight. We got a lot of comments in the last few weeks about how the track's been. You know, it's 50-50, guys. Some like it smooth and dry. Others like it a little bit more characterish with a bit of bite.
Clint, we're in a game where there's 100 to 120 cars and drivers here every Friday night. Only 4 of them get to leave having won. Maybe there's another 8 or 10 who are satisfied with their run. So there's 14 out of 120. You're going to get complaints every week because those 106 drivers who leave having not fulfilled the wish they had when they showed up at the track need something to blame.
No, you're right. And if we look a little bit over my shoulder here, back down the track, you can kind of see it if Jack goes past me there. There's a bit of grooves there, and it's kind of rough, and you really got to pick your line coming there out of turn 4 so you don't get caught by that and upset and push yourself up to the wall. But the track has a lot to change here today. Hang on. We're going to talk to the guru himself. Zigger, we're just doing a track report as you and Ricky walk around. What do you see, what you like and don't like about what we're going to deal with here tonight?
The track's not real smooth, but it's got a lot of grip. There's a couple little pockets down at the bottom of 1 and 2 coming apart, but nothing to worry about. The rest of the track is real sticky. It's got grip all over the place. Some of the high shine's good, though. They got to search for grip, so it makes it quick.
All right, thanks, Zig. He just confirmed everything I said, so I appreciate that, making me sound kind of smart anyways.
So, Clinton, you heard it here first. Starting next week, Greg doesn't drink, but he's about to. And we're going to have a bottle of tequila, and I encourage everybody watching at home to do the same thing. And it's going to be like playing bingo. Whenever the term high shine is said, or pool table smooth, because I guarantee we'll be trashed by the end of the night.
Yeah, you're not going to hear those terms here tonight. We'll see it. Here they come, guys. Crate Sprints getting ready to roll for their A-main events.
I mean, you can be here next Friday if you like, Adam, but you'll be on your own.
No, where are you going to be?
Not here.
Oh, I'm going to be wherever you are.
No.
Sitting 2 feet away with my body language making it crystal clear. I don't want to be anywhere near you, but I'm going to be near you.
So in other words, call in for my restraining order sometime between Monday and Thursday.
You don't have one already? Shocking.
It just crossed my mind.
Starting lineup for tonight's Strickland's Brantford Chevrolet Crate Sprint feature. On the pole from Kitchener, the 50 LS is Adrian Staley. Second from Rockwood, the 94 is Ryan Fraser. Third from Georgetown, the 2M is Steve Murdoch. Fourth out of Jerseyville, the 53 is Logan Schwedick. Fifth from Beamsville, 27 is Nico Hansen. Sixth from Ancaster, the 16X is Keegan Baker. 7th from St. Catharines, the 2S is Al Slate. 8th from Waynfleet, the 85C is Cam McKinnon. 9th from Peterborough, the 8 is Curtis Connell. 10th from Dorchester, the 1 is Holly Porter. 11th from Ohsweken, the 28T is Cam Thompson. 12th from Waynfleet, the BS39 is Brett Stratford. 13th from Cambridge, the 44 is Connor Ross. 14th from Mossley, the 3S is Austin Rose. 15th from Stony Creek, the 24A is A.J. Lewis. 16th, what's he doing back there? From Port Colborne, the 5D is Jacob Dykstra. 17th from Thamesford, the 45 is Curtis Gartley. 18th from Baden, the 2 is Travis Hofstetter. 19th, another what are they doing back there? From St. Thomas, the 52 is Jesse Costa. 20th from Ancaster, the 51 is Trevor Young. 21st from Welland, the 3B is Blaine Barrow. 22nd in the 5 from Cortland, it's Tom Pellizzari. 23rd from Rockwood, the 74 is Rob Neely. 24th and the 72 from Waynfleet is Tanner Bodwinski. 25th from Brantford, the 88 is Lance Erskine. 26th from Six Nations. In the 20, it's the Iceman, Johnny Miller. 27th from Hagersville, the 24K is Kiana Teal. And rounding out the field from Ancaster, 26X Campbell Baker.
First feature of the night comes to the Asphalt Works green flag. Adrian Staley, Ryan Fraser will lead the pack down into corner number 1.
Good clean start down through 1 and 2. The field rumbles down the back straightaway. Staley out in front of this one.
Some cars really juking around there. One was that second place car of Steve Murdoch. Ryan Fraser had to get on the binders a little bit.
Yeah, there was a lot of give and take there in that opening lap. Hopefully that continues through the race. Jesse Costa carving through traffic. So is Jacob Dykstra in the 5, and out in front, Adrian Staley hanging on to the lead.
Got a few cars running the inside line, trying to find their way through the first couple of laps, get a rhythm going before they start making moves. And here we see Jesse Costa's one of those drivers trying to cut his way through the field. He's mid-pack right now.
He's mid-pack making some moves. Things are dicey out there, but we expect that in the early going, especially when top quality cars like that are starting as deep in the field as they are.
Adrian Staley leading over Steve Murdoch, and Murdoch's got some speed going on that high side. This is where he gets it done. He likes it the best, right on the extreme fine line. Here he comes, challenging for the lead off of 4.
Staley down low, Murdoch up high. He'll tuck in line down the front stretch. Oh, they're mixing up in the back stretch. Trevor Young got out of shape. He's got a problem in the 51.
He's going to pull up high, and I believe that's going to put us under the Dixieland Grill caution flag. He will. 5 on the board and 15 laps left to go.
Oh, dear.
So it looks like Trevor Young needs...
I think he's saying he needs a hook or something.
Yeah.
And if we got that, I don't know if we would have got that on a replay, but he almost got driven through. Clint?
We just heard that he just needs a push, guys, so not sure whether it popped out of gear or what, but there he goes. 51 of Trevor Young back at it.
He bounced off the wall. Connor Ross clobbered him from behind. AJ Lewis came in. If you show that speed shot again, it all accordioned very quickly. You'll watch him bounce off the wall pretty hard. Thankfully, it wasn't a big wreck. Got this dad's attention.
See Trevor Young there once he got pushed off, just checking that car under speed. A heavy hit like that in the rear end, there's a lot that can be broken. Saw that last week with Mikey Krutchka in the crate sprint feature. He caught the turn 4 wall, and by the time he got to the backstretch, that was it for the rear end of that car.
Guys, maybe a quick moment to talk about our TSN broadcast coming up. We got 1 lap to go, or maybe we can talk about it at the end, but exciting to have these cars on TSN next week.
And the crate sprint race was so good. And to have Fuel Media Lab cut it, Clinton, it was just dynamite coverage.
Let's talk about that at the end of this race. We'll get the flyer out and make sure everybody knows when they can catch that race on TSN this week.
Single file coming back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. Having a great look there from the Duke Electric camera perch in corner 3. I love that shot. Those cars coming at you. If you were standing on the other side of those bales, that's danger zone right there in front of that Duke Electric camera.
It's a no for me, dog.
Back under the Asphalt Works green flag. Murdoch got backed up a little bit, but boy, did he get a good run off of corner number 2. And how about Logan Schwedek? Won his qualifying heat. He's up there running in the 3rd spot, going a wheel to wheel with the guy that finished 2nd last week. Logan Schwedek is really hitting his stride.
Absolutely true.
Great battle for the lead. Murdoch to the outside of the 50 LS as he works off of corner number 4, looking for racing room, but Staley every time off the corner shuts the door on Steve Murdoch. Murdoch's got a great run through 2 again. He'll drop right alongside of Staley.
Murdoch around the outside of Staley. Staley not going to give up. Drives it into the corner, but has to relinquish the top spot to Steve Murdoch.
It's Murdoch, Staley, and Logan Schwedek, your top three. Then you've got Al Slate and Holly Porter in the top five. But Ryan Fraser now challenging, looking low on car number one. That's Squires, number one of Holly Porter. And right behind that, we're watching on camera this battle here with Jesse Costa, Brett Stratford, Jacob Dykstra, the three heavy hitters in this division.
That's a battle royale back there as they race down the back straightaway. Stratford to the inside of Costa, down into the corner. Out in front, Steve Murdoch is checked out. He's about to have heavy traffic. He's got a couple of cars together on the backstretch. That's Blaine Barrow and Tanner Podwinski able to carry on, but that got a little dicey.
Back and forth go Costa and Dykstra as we watch this one. We've got Trevor Young coasting into the infield, so it looks like his race is over. But back and forth go Costa and Dykstra as we continue to watch them. A couple of laps ago, Costa got off over the banking in corner three, lost some track real estate to this guy, Brett Stratford, who continues to march through the field. We documented his problems last week. He caught fire in the heat and then had a hard hit on the backstretch in the feature.
Steve Murdoch has caught the tail end of the field with 7 laps to go, and traffic is heavy for the race leader as Campbell Baker gives him just enough room on the high side to get by. Al Slate has picked up that third spot. Now we'll work on second. They're 3 wide for second through turn 2.
Yeah, great battle. 3 cars going at it, a straightaway behind the leader, Steve Murdoch. Murdoch's thick in traffic right now. He gets around Campbell Baker, but he's got 3 or 4 cars right in front. One of them goes off the track. That's Blaine Barrow. Next in line is Kiana Teal in the 24K. Then there's the battle between Tanner Podwinski and Connor Ross.
Oh, we got one sideways off of turn number 4. That Tom Pellizzari in the 5 comes back on the track just in front of Tanner Podwinski.
5 laps left to go for your leader, Steve Murdoch, as he works around Kiana Teal, trying to get by this pack of 4 cars, not having an easy time doing it. Now Slate's beginning to close the gap. The driver on the move, though, is Holly Porter. She's gotten up to the 3rd spot around Adrian Staley.
Holly Porter on the move in that purple and white number 1. She'll pinch Adrian Staley off to the inside. Al Slate just ahead of her in turn number 3.
All sorts of problems for Lance Erskine. He goes off the racetrack right in front of the leader. He is about to go a lap down as well. Not the night the Lance Erskine has wanted, as the leader's right behind him. A couple of lap cars between he and Steve Murdoch.
Blaine Barrow just about knocked down the turn 2 wall as we've got 2 laps to go. 2 laps remain. Murdoch going to drive to the inside of some of that slower traffic in turn number 1.
Slate holding down the 2nd spot. Holly Porter has reeled him in. She's got 1 lap car between herself and Slate. That is Connor Ross. As this time by, the leader will see the Mobile 1 white flag. And boy, he is mired in traffic.
You can say that again, Greg, as he works through it outside of Hofstetter, has to bite the brakes on the back straightaway. He'll drive to the inside in 3 and 4.
Checkered flag coming off of corner number 4. Steve Murdoch through the traffic gets the win. Al Slate 2nd, Holly Porter 3rd, 4th at the line. Brett Stratford narrowly beats Adrian Staley. Keegan Baker 6th, 7th will be Logan Schwedek, 8th Jacob Dykstra, 9th Ryan Fraser, and Jesse Costa completes the top 10 as Steve Murdoch's going to get it done tonight in the crate sprint car division. Well, first win of 2025 for Steve Murdoch. Was down 7th place in points this season. Having a rough start to the year. This will turn it around in a hurry.
A win cures a lot of problems.
Career win number 3 in the crate sprint car division for Steve Murdoch as he'll pull it down Slack Lumber Victory Lane and talk with our Clinton Jeffrey in just a moment. Al Slate, how about this? What a run he is on now. 2nd place, 2nd week in a row. Finally putting it all together, doesn't have any problems, comes up in the runner-up spot. And Holly Porter came from behind to fight her way into the top 3 as Lone Wolf Fireworks will light it up for our top 3. And we will send it down trackside to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Clinton Jeffrey will talk with our podium finishers.
Thanks, guys. His 3rd career crate sprint feature win here for Steve Murdoch. Came out of the asphalt ranks here onto the dirt a few years ago and has not looked back. He won't waste any time. He wants to get up there and salute the fans. How about it for Steve Murdoch, everybody? Steve, what a drive. This car's fast every week. This has got to feel like you finally got where you needed to be, because this car runs very good with you week after week. What got you here to Victory Lane today?
I can't thank everybody that helps me enough, like my dad, Perry, Lan. Yeah, we really struggled this year, and that was a good race.
Talk about the outside working for you tonight. It looked like an outside lip track tonight.
Yeah, the outside was top for sure. Worked in my favor. It was a lot of work up there, but yeah, it was good. The car felt really good tonight, so that's good.
Congrats, Steve.
Thank you.
Steve Murdoch, ladies and gentlemen, gets it done. We'll get over here and talk to Al Slate. Al, this has got to feel almost like a win. 2 seconds in a row after the horrible start to the season. How rewarding is this?
I can't even explain it, to be honest with you. This is just fantastic. Just got to thank everybody that helps me out here. We got James in the pits tonight again. We got Christian. Steph's here. Just couldn't do it without everybody. So I thought I won the race, to be honest with you. We got 2 2s on the board, so.
That's all right. You're in the right spot, Al.
Absolutely, thanks.
Al Slate, second week in a row. Great run for him. We'll get over here and talk to Holly Porter. Holly, good rebound for you back to the crates here. This has got to feel pretty good. You know, third place tonight. It was a tough track. It was a high side track, not necessarily your style, but you made it work.
Yeah, we're starting to figure this car out finally. I mean, it took a few weeks, but we're getting there. We're getting faster every week, so hopefully we're a few spots ahead here sooner.
All right, Holly Porter will be third. Al Slate will be second in your winner. Steve Murdoch gets it done, everybody. Guys, quickly, back to Greg and Adam for a moment. Let's talk about the TSN broadcast this week. Spencer, show it on the screen. You guys tell us when we're going to see it and take us to break.
Yeah, starting Wednesday, July 23rd, 2:30, then the following day at 1 and 5 p.m., July the 24th, and next Friday afternoon, 2 p.m., the Strickland Crate Sprints in the Ohsweken Summer Sprint Showcase on TSN, and then July 30th, 31st, August 1st for the 360 Sprint cars. Check your local listings, all start times, Eastern Standard Time on TSN. We'll be back. Mini Stocks up next.
From racetrack to road, Mobil 1 Motor Oils make whatever you drive more beautifully.
Built for a smoother, smarter, simpler season. Built to break new ground every time you break ground. Built for a higher quality harvest. Built to protect your crops with precision while giving you precision control in the palm of your hand. With a local service network built to keep you running. Everything Case IH makes is purposefully designed to work on your farm. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner, strengthening financial well-being. And through change, uncertainty, and opportunity, we've stood by you and with you. Join the nearly 120,000 Ontarians and over 12,000 local businesses choosing Libro. Not just for banking, but for a better future. Bank local. Support local. Loyal to local.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
County Line Construction, Gale's Auto Aftermarket bring us tonight's racing action. We're ready to go. Second feature of the night, Instant Installation Mini Stocks. This is how they'll line up for the 20-lap feature. On the pole out of St. Catharines, the 17, Alex Riley to the outside. Sierra Q starts second. She's from Beamsville in the 7C. Jeff Elsliger out of Linden in the 11J goes third. Tim DeBoer from York in car number 9 goes fourth. Going fifth, Car 5K from Niagara Falls, that's Ken Hare. Jason Tolton out of Guelph in car number 1 goes 6th. John Jansen's in the 66, lines up 7th. 8th, last week's winner, Mason Anderson, the 4A from St. Catharines. Jeremy Cooper in the X Machine from Chippewa goes 9th. 10th is Wade Thorne from Waterford in the 46. 11th starting spot, Brantford's Nick Erskine in the 64. Bill Pearsall out of Puslinch in the 38P goes 12th. 13th, Doug Erskine out of Brantford in the 44. And Dusty DeBoer from Hagersville in the 23 starts 14th. 15th, Jillian Hills from Dundas in the 32. Sierra Robeson out of Port Colborne, the 1R Junior, starts 16th. 17th, Tristan De Silva from Waterdown, the 01. Stephen Boverhoff from Waynfleet in the 00 goes 18th. 19th starting spot, Rogan Monahan from Hamilton, the 04. Alex Stewart from Arthur in the 16S lines up in the 20th spot. 21st from London, the 15 is Chris Lawrence. 22nd, the pinball Mike Iverson out of Caledonia in the 11. 23rd starting spot is Sean Hughes from Beamsville in the 7B, and Alexander Klotz from St. George in the 26 goes 24th. 25th is Graydon Lyons out of Cambridge in the 32L, with Christopher French from Stratford in the 54 going 26th. 27th, Mike Sarantakos from Smithville in the 6X. Jung Lubeck in the 14L starts 28th from Port Colborne. And Steve Miller out of Paris in the 79 goes 29th as we get ready to go to the Asphalt Works green flag through the WG Truck Center start and restart zone.
And they're off. How come we don't say that? Little 5 wide off of turn number 2. Nick Erskine on the inside. John Jansen, Jeremy Cooper, Mason Anderson, and Wade Thorne up on the high side.
All sorts of action from front to back right now in these mini stocks. 5 extra laps on the board tonight here with the extra money on the line, courtesy of Gale's Auto Aftermarket. And we're looking for our first repeat winner of 2025. Hard to believe. 8 races in the books. No one has doubled up.
I'm going to tell you right now, Wade Thorne looks sporty out there, and he has not won a feature yet this year.
Wade is capable of winning on any given night in any division he competes. Great drivers, Wade Thorne in that 46. They're 4 wide for the lead there for a moment. Continuing to duke it out. Jeff Elslager maybe has had the most speed consistently all year long. He's found victory lane, though, just once.
He's a lot of fun to watch. He's got better car control this year than he did last year. A lot of speed. Alex Riley always looks smooth to me in that 17 machine, but nobody can get away in this class.
No, it's very hard. Much like the crate sprint car division, a lot of parity. It's a momentum game, especially here in the mini stock division. You lift, you lose a lot of spots. You have to keep the foot in the throttle. If you have to ride a back bumper, you have to do it to keep going. And right now we're watching that throughout the field.
Chris Lawrence and John Lubeck having a moment deeper in the field as they race down the front straightaway. Out in front, it's Alex Riley and Jeff Elslager. A little bit of daylight between themselves and Tim DeBoer in the 3rd spot.
It's all Alex Riley and Jeff Elslager out in front, and a gap back to Tim DeBoer. He's the point leader in that purple number 9. Coming into tonight, the Mert Timson Auto number 9. Ken Hare riding in the 4th spot. He had the Art Hill Memorial win earlier in the year, the 42-lap special event, so maybe he can pull out another big race win this year.
You know, I talked about Wade Thorne. He seems to be sliding backwards right now. Now it's Mason Anderson and Nick Erskine that look pretty racy out there.
And it's Nick Erskine's got some speed in that 64 machine, working all over the back end of the 46 of Wade Thorne. Nick still looking for his first win here at the Big O.
A little bit of slower traffic out in front of these leaders. Shouldn't be too big a problem. A couple of veteran drivers. Nick Erskine looking for a way around Mason Anderson and Wade Thorne in that orange and blue number 64. They race down the back straightaway. This 5-car battle. So much fun to watch. Now he's going to look to the inside. Ooh. That hole's going to close. No, wherever Nick Erskine goes, it's the wrong lane the last 2 laps.
Here he is right behind last week's winner. He got right up on his back end. The rear end of his car comes around a little bit. That allows Jeremy Cooper now to stick his nose in between these two cars.
Wade Thorne pins him down, going down into turn number 3. Nick Erskine going to try to clear him off the 4th turn. He'll do so with a little bit of help from Jeremy Cooper. He says you can't draft in a mini stock.
Out in front, here's the two-car breakaway. Riley and Elslager, both with a feature win this year. Riley had the most wins in 2024, but it was the consistency of Jillian Hills that got the championship done. And don't forget, Alex Riley would have been well on his way to having 2 wins if not for that right rear that broke on his car. It was the right or the left rear that broke on that car in the final lap? Right rear.
He was surfing on it almost.
Yep. So Alex Riley holding off right now as we continue to watch some of the battles deeper in the field. There's John Jansen's now looking to the inside of Wade Thorne. They go side by side, make maybe a little bit of contact there.
Right behind them, Hughes and Tristan De Silva. Up ahead, Mason Anderson under attack from Nick Erskine. Erskine looking to the outside of last week's winner, Anderson.
Right now, Alex Riley is, well, he had lengthened his lead just a little bit on Jeff Elslager. He'll begin to close the gap again, though, in that 11J. The guy that's reeling them in, though, is Ken Hare. As I mentioned, he won the 42-lap event earlier on this year in memory of Art Hill, and he's caught these two looking for another big payday.
I like to do this in the extra distance races, Greg. They're about to cross the line for lap 15. That is a normal Friday night feature. Alex Riley is out in front. It's shocking to me how often, whether it's 5 extra laps or 30 extra laps, how much the leader at the regular distance is not the winner of the race.
And there is Wade Thorne coming up lame up in corner number 4, and it puts us under the Dixieland Grill caution.
This race needed a caution. I wanted this caution.
Well, you just got it. And this could change everything because Ken Hare had caught the top 2. They'd broken away, and now he's right there on this restart. Here you see Wade Thorne. Oh, left front flat.
Just the bottom. I don't think I've ever used that line. How is that possible?
But you know, someone somewhere has said that seriously and meant it. Like,
yeah, I like to think so. Alex Riley leads the way over Jeff Elslager, Ken Hare, Tim DeBoer, Jason Tolton, Nick Erskine, Mason Anderson, Jeremy Cooper, Dusty DeBoer, and John Janssens. So Alex Riley has won, Jeff Elslager has won, Ken Hare has won this year. Jason Tolton has won. Tim DeBoer
nope,
has
he's
not.
The point leader, but he hasn't won.
Nick Erskine has not. Mason Anderson has. Jeremy Cooper has not.
Dusty DeBoer has.
John Janssens has not. Tristan De Silva has not. So half and half maybe.
Yep.
Jillian Hills is struggling.
Yeah, she has not progressed through this field at all tonight. The 2024 champion in that Insta Insulation 32. Mobile 1 white flag being displayed.
Single file restart.
Well, who has anything for Alex Riley? Elslager's been there within striking distance since the drop of the green flag. Ken Hare, we documented his drive towards the front and catching these two. Can he get by them as we come to the WG Truck Center restart zone? Back at it, 5 to settle it. Well, Nick Erskine got a phenomenal restart.
Yeah, I think he might have got too good a restart, Greg.
Three wide they are into corner number 3 and 4. everything settles down a bit there. Ken Hare did not get the start that he needed for a challenge on the top 2.
No, he did not. He's right there in the 3rd spot. Steve Miller slow ahead of the leaders. They're going to close in on him in a hurry.
So Riley and Elslager will work gingerly to the inside of the Steve Miller 79. Nick Erskine trying to keep things wound up on that outside line, but he had to back out of it as the Miller machine was right in front of him. And again, we're not sure. He may have been penalized on that restart.
Top 3 nose to tail. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time at the stripe. Alex Riley out in front, but Jeff Elslager looking to the outside out of turn number 4.
He's trying to find a line with some momentum that he can get a run on that 17 of Riley, at least pull up alongside of him. He's going upstairs, and if anything, it's helped Ken Hare to catch him as they'll come this time by. There'll be 1 trip left around this one for the big payday.
This time he follows Alex Riley through 3 and 4. Noses to the outside of corner exit. Mobile 1, white flag in the air. We've got a battle for the lead.
Side by side they go. There's a car right in front of Elslager. Which lane will he pick? He'll go right to the bottom of the pinball.
Drive it deep into turn 3. Check up. Alex Riley leads the way through 3 and 4, but gets loose. Who's it going to be at the line? Riley, Elslager, Hare, Erskine, DeBoer.
Wow. What a finishing lap. Alex Riley does a phenomenal job to get the win, but even coming off a 4, he bobbled a little bit. Little too close for comfort for Alex Riley, but he'll be the first driver this year to get his 2nd win of the season. So Nick Erskine, I'm just hearing now, was penalized 2 spots for the jump there, so he will not come home with a top 5 finish. Tough break there for the 64 of Nick Erskine. As the top 3 come down on the concrete pad on the front stretch, and we'll get a chance to catch up with them with Clinton Jeffrey down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane in just a moment. Alex Riley, your winner. Jeff Elslager, 2nd. Ken Hare crosses the line in 3rd as Lone Wolf Fireworks will light things up for this top 3. First 2-time winner of 2025, and it's Alex Riley in that Canadian Tire Niagara Ice Dogs, number 17, getting unbuckled.
$1,000 win.
Nothing to turn your nose up at, that's for sure. Thanks, Gail, for all that you do. As Alex Riley climbs out of the car to celebrate, let's send it down to trackside Slack Lumber Victory Lane and Clinton Jeffrey.
Big smiles all around from Alex Riley. Alex, what a great win here tonight. First off, I know we want to say thanks to Gail for the $1,000.
Oh, thank you, Gail, so much. Honestly, these races, these big mini stock races are a ton of fun. That's why I stick around for so long, and these are what it's all about. Good, hard racing, and almost clean and green the whole time. That was a great race.
Let's talk about that last lap. Lap traffic coming in the way. You got to pick a lane low, high. Jeff's got to pick a lane lower, high, and at the end, you get it done.
There's more room up top, so I figured I would take the area with more room and try and limit the room on the bottom. So sorry to Jeff for the tight racing, but hey, it was close. Just shout out, hi Dad. You couldn't make it tonight, so glad you're watching on G-Force. So yeah, thank you everyone that comes out and supports.
I need you to hold that up too, Alex. Alex is our Six Nations Tourism Hot Lap Challenge leader for the mini stocks. He's in the running for the $1,500. Good job, Alex. Congratulations here tonight. We'll get over here and talk to Jeff. Jeff, you almost had a shot there. You got the Gale's hat and the shirt on. I know they appreciate that. Gale back resting and trying to get better. What does it mean to finish 2nd here and talk about that lane choice going down the back stretch for the final time? You had 1 lap car. He went high, you went low, and you didn't make it.
Yeah, it was close. I mean, man, he was so fast all night. He had a good line. The lines that around him were just not quite as fast, so I tried my hardest, but sometimes you don't win.
Solid drive, Jeff.
Can I take my sponsor? I screwed up last time.
Absolutely.
Very quick. Northern Prime Compressed Air, Springer's Meats, Kanesville Tire, Huffman Home Improvements, All Pro Systems, and Chicago Pneumatics. Thank you.
You got it, Jeff. Jeff Elslager grabs 2nd. We'll get over here and talk to Kenny Hare, and we'll get all the Hill family. Jump in there. You can go over and meet the winner. Ken, what a drive here at the end. This car started coming. It was a 2-horse race for a long time, but at the end, you made it a 3-car battle. Talk about those last few laps.
Yeah, we found something on the outside, so we figured we'd at least give it a try. These guys are definitely quick. If we had a few more laps, it might have been a little bit different, but we're happy to be back on the concrete again. Just want to thank the sponsors. Thanks to Go Getters, Custom Lot Clearing, LKQ Niagara, everybody that helps on this thing, EJ Auto, my girlfriend Kate, my father-in-law Sean, and Papa Gene. Thanks, guys.
Good job, Kenny. Hare will be third. Your second place finisher will be Jeff Elsinger, and your winner wins the Gales Cash Blast for the mini stocks, Alex Riley. We'll be right back live here on GeForce TV. Still a few features to come.
Looking for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
Lockhart's Odyssey is BRP's newest marine dealer for the legendary Alumacraft fishing boats, the luxurious Manitous, and the affordable Sea-Doo Switch pontoons. Come aboard our new outdoor showroom, located here in Cortland at Lockhart's Odyssey, your BRP superstore.
Your mom got a new tractor? Yep. Can't she see in the dark? Can do. Hook up all the implements? Can do. Steer with ease? Can do. Bale hay all day? Can do. Shift like a race car? Can do. Keep a juice box cold? Can do. I'm out of here.
At Kenny Upol, we buy any car in any condition.
Cool Kids Ice and Water Core-Pack merchandising sprint cars onto the racetrack for their 25-lap main event. On the pole from Beachville, car number 5, DJ Christie. To his outside from Niagara Falls, car 70, Bailey Hurd. Lining up third out of Mount Bridges, the 45, Tricky Nick Sheridan. And starting in fourth from Scotland, car 47X, D-Dubs, Dylan Westbrook. Starting in fifth with a heat race win tonight, the Ohsweken Flyer, car 0, Glenn Stiers. And rolling off sixth out of Beamsville, the 88H, Josh Hansen. Starting in seventh is Skylar Evans. He's out of Scotland in the 87XS. And going eighth from Dunville, the 15 is Ryan Turner. Rolling off ninth, Darren Dryden in the 12 Double D. He's from Freelton. To his outside, the Live Wire, Liam Martin from Binbrook in car 9 starts 10th. Going 11th out of Grand Island, New York, the 21K is Kyle Phillips. Starting in 12th from Tillsonburg, the 17X, Corey Turner. Lining up 13th out of Stevensville, the 71 is Mike Bowman. Going 14th from Interkip, the 84L is Michael Lichty. Starting in 15th out of Ohsweken, the 77T, Tyler Pallas. And going 16th out of Dunville, the 46, Kevin Pauls. Starting in 17th out of Ohsweken, the 68 is Aaron Turkey. 18th spot, Alan Downey out of Hamilton, the 19D. 19th starting spot out of Caledonia, the 0C is Cole McDonald. And rolling off 20th out of St. Catharines, the 22 junior is Alan Galetta. 21st starting spot from Lewiston, New York, the 81 Derek Jonathan. 22nd out of Beachville, the 29W Tyler Ward. And in the back row, starting 23rd out of Ohsweken, the 77E Ashton Van Every. And going 24th out of St. Williams, the 21 of John Burbridge Jr. 24 cars, 25 laps the distance. Dylan Westbrook comes in leading the points by 19 markers over Nick Sheridan. Ryan Turner sitting third place in points over Darren Dryden. And DJ Christie completes the top 5, which says a lot with all the struggles he's had this year with the motor. To be in the top 5, that's impressive for DJ Christie.
It is for sure. Gotta wish a special 60th birthday next week to Lightning Tom Cole from down in Brighton.
And Josh Hansen comes up lame here on the front stretch, so we'll stand of caution lights. As the J&E Recovery Julie Swayze Remax car will need a push here from the Kenny Upol push truck team.
You've been lame on the front stretch for years.
Ouch. Ouch. If I had feelings, that would hurt.
That Hansen car not firing. Great night tonight for Nico Hansen.
Yeah, it really has been. How about that with the Top Gun award for Josh's brother? And wow, off the track he goes. He's had a rough 2025. Kenny Upole push truck team is trying to get him at the right angle there to push him the rest of the way off the track and out of the way. White flag's been displayed, but I think we may need to stand to the caution a little bit longer here, as there's a little discussion going on there. Get word from the officials what exactly is happening. It looked like he was trying to get to the pits, and then all of a sudden things came to an abrupt stop.
An official shaking his head.
Which direction?
Well, they were asking for the 2 minutes. You don't get your 2 minutes until we've taken the green. So we're trying to get the car back to the pits to find out what ails it, but he needs to take the green, guys.
What? Why is that, I wonder? I guess it's a rule. You get your 2 minutes. If there's an accident at the start of the race, you're supposed to be ready. There. That's why there's a rule.
Makes sense. Your 2 minutes were all that prep time you had between your heat and the feature.
Having said that, I would still probably give you 2
well,
minutes. But I'm not an official. I'm just
we're
a
nice like
sucker.
That,
Great crowd watching online, nearly up over 2,000 viewers.
if you are following on YouTube, give us a thumbs up. All that helps the broadcast weekly.
Thumbs ups are good. Give us a like. Turn on your notifications. Invite us for Thanksgiving dinner. I'm just kidding. Invite me for dinner anytime. Why limit it to one night a year? Right, Greg?
I'm up for it. Even if you're there, I'll be there.
We can bring this entertainment right to people's homes. Like, it's one thing to see us on a flat screen. You should watch us pound some burgers and fries and really get
I'm thinking turkey here.
Clint, you coming?
I just want to make a note on what the situation is. He is getting his 2 minutes, guys. So, Adam, they are going to do their best to get the 88H in the field here tonight. He's about 1 minute into his 2 minutes work area time.
Well, he might get some more time because Ashton Van Every has come to rest in turn number 2. Attrition really playing its toll on these pace laps. It's a tough night for pace laps.
It is.
Greg, what do you want to talk about?
Well,
do you like things?
You were talking about burgers and fries. I was thinking turkeys and pies.
So here's the deal. I was at the Calgary Stampede last week.
Oh,
yeah. Sunday. Flew out to Edmonton, announced the race, drove to Calgary, drove to Saskatoon. Good time was had by all. I'm all. So I'm at the Stampede, and the rodeo is fabulous. Oh, that reminds me, Clint, we need to have those relay races here where there's 3 riders or 2 riders and 1 horse. And it's just awesome. But I'm looking for something to eat, and there's lineups of like 300 people at every vendor. I get to the people with the turkey legs, and I always think, man, they look good. What do you think is the going rate for a turkey leg in Calgary this time of year?
Oh, at a big event?
Yep.
Okay, $20 even close?
So let's
I'd say 37.
37, wow. How much is a poutine? A quality?
$12.
Okay, you're in the ballpark. It was $14 for a poutine. It was $33 for a turkey leg. That's $66 for a bird's legs. Like, that seems rich to me.
Not even the good part.
I went to the curry truck. There was no line. It was pretty good.
Oh, my. All right, yellow lights are out, coming to the green flag, Clint.
They have waited for the 88H. It would not fire. They are going green, guys. They gave him the shot.
Do DJ Christie, Bailey Hurd will bring us to the green flag. 25 laps the distance for the Cool Kids Ice and Water Core Pack Merchandising Sprint Cars. Carter Long, double greens in hand, ready to cut them loose.
DJ Christie leads the way down the back straightaway, out in front over Bailey Hurd and Nick Sheridan racing side by side.
Watching at the back, still some problems for Ashton Van Ever. He is now up to speed, but he was not on the drop of the original green flag there. Now he's got problems again off of 4.
Yeah, he's struggling, Van Ever, to keep speed in that 77E. He's up on the outside. I believe he's going to limp that car to the pits. Out in front, though, DJ Christie leads the way. No, we are under yellow.
Dixieland Grill caution flag comes out for Ashton Van Every, and he will park it on the high side of corner number 1.
Greg, no word of lie. The field was coming up to speed in turn number 4. I'm still looking at dinner invitations on the YouTube chat.
Well, guys, if you recall, Ashton Van Every stopped out of turn 2. And he pulled over and he said, my power steering isn't working. And Dave said, well, that is not a safety issue. That is not a performance issue. You have to go tail. Ashton went tail. He struggled to turn it in turn 4. He pulled it up limp, and now he's going to get his 2 minutes in the work area to probably work on the steering on the 77E.
He's a strong young man. And to be clear on the rules, you don't go to the back because your power steering's not working. You go to the back because you had to be push started a second time, not for a safety reason.
Yeah, if he'd stopped there to fix his belts or another safety issue, he would have been able to retake his spot, but because he stopped for that, and probably just as well started at the back there with those issues. You could tell right off the bat there was problems for Ashton Van Every. They'll go to the work area quickly and then stack them back up.
More importantly, Greg, do you have a pen?
I do.
Okay,
are you writing down invitations?
Kevin Gibson says, I can come and I can bring Greg free curd.
Oh, yes.
Edwin says, come to USA, Connecticut for pizza. I'm down. Have some question. Canadian Thanksgiving also involves turkey. Yes, it does. See, this is quality. Where else can you get this? I don't know who Manga is, but you would eat the whole turkey, announcer guy. I would, but it was $700. No, great event. If you ever get the opportunity, highly recommend it. People are amazing. The event is amazing. The atmosphere is so good. It's $25 to get into the Stampede, Greg. The only seats available for the rodeo remaining were $199 each. Or you could buy standing room for $16. I'm good. I'll stand.
So 2 standing rooms would almost buy you a turkey leg.
Yeah, I'll trade you 2 rodeo tickets for a turkey on a stick.
Lockhart's choose cone went out there. Not many changes throughout the field. With 2 laps on the board, 23 to go. White flag being displayed, so we'll come back to the green, and there's Ashton Van Every at the high side of corner 3, getting pushed out of the pit area by the Kenny U-Pull push truck team. So we have a look at the field on the Braemar speed shot down the front stretch. Ashton Van Every will go down into 1 and 2 here, and yeah, he doesn't like how it feels. It looks like I thought he was headed back to the pits. Nonetheless, we'll come to the WG Truck Center restart zone. The Asphalt Works green flag with 23 laps to settle it.
DJ Christie chose the inside, couldn't get the power down. That allows Nick Sheridan out in front to the lead. Bailey Hurd battles with Dylan Westbrook for 3rd.
And Ashton Van Every this time will pull it to the pit area. So he is done for the night. Nick Sheridan leading the way over to DJ Christie. And same story last week with Alan Downey. Quick and hot laps, quick in the heats, and had a good run of the feature. This week, it's Bailey Hurd in that 70 machine.
Always good to see someone a little bit new really have a good, fresh run. Had a podium finish at Merrittville Speedway earlier in the season.
Nick Sheridan. He's got a couple of wins already this year. Got that win with the Empire Super Sprints back on May the 30th. And he's got one other win in regular competition here on a Friday night. He's the only other driver to get the Slack Lumber Victory Lane to get the top prize away from D-Dubs.
Dylan Westbrook back there in the third spot. He's pulled away from Darren Dryden. Here comes Ryan Turner in the 15.
Muscles his way by Hurd, gets by Darren Dryden. And this is the typical Ryan Turner we're used to seeing. He's in that fourth position and charging hard towards the front.
Out in front, Nick Sheridan continues to lead the way. DJ Christie running the low line in 3 and 4, the high line in 1 and 2. Westbrook trying the bottom in 1 and 2. He'll pull alongside Christie, but DJ with a better run down the backstretch, and he'll close the door in 3 and 4.
Nick Sheridan about to catch some slower traffic. Alan Galetta will be up next as DJ Christie and Dylan Westbrook go at it for the second spot. Dylan didn't have a great turns 3 and 4. He'll gather it all back up on the backstretch.
That's sort of a Dylan Westbrook thing to do.
Wow, he just blew by DJ Christie at the flag stand, and they've both closed the gap on Nick Sheridan, who right now has had a hard time getting by Alan Galetta. He's got Derek Jonathan in front, but those two drivers are right there on his tail tank now.
Top three, nose to tail off of turn number 4. Sheridan going to carve underneath the 81 of Derek Jonathan. Westbrook going to stick to the outside. He'll get bottled up behind the 81. DJ Christie going to close in. Don't look now. Here comes Ryan Turner in the 15.
It's a 4-car breakaway at the front. Straight away back to 5th place. Glenn Stiers right now is having another solid run here tonight, but Ryan Turner caught the top 3. He's now to the inside of the 5 of DJ Christie as they work around Derek Jonathan.
One thing I like about Ryan Turner's car is the line he's running. He's running a different line than anybody else in 1 and 2, and he is fast on the bottom. We got one stopped on the outside of turn 2. That's Corey Turner in the 17X.
And he'll come up lame in corner 2 in that Mobile 1 Lone Wolf Fireworks 17X as he was headed to the pit area. So he might possibly use some time in the work area as the Dixieland Grill caution flag comes out for that car right there. 13 laps left to go, 1 lap shy of the halfway mark. 4-car breakaway, and Ryan Turner may have been the quickest of the bunch. This is going to catch Glenn Stiers, Bailey Hurd back up.
Yeah, great racing out in front. I mean, Sheridan had pulled away, but it was a matter of who's going to be able to mount a challenge. A lot of drivers, really, if you're on the same straightaway in sprint car racing with 10 laps to go, you're still in the hunt.
Another guy that's made some nice moves to work his way just outside of the top 5 is that 71 of Mike Bowman. He started 13th, and he's just outside in the 7th spot right now behind Bailey Hurd. Glenn Stiers running in the 5th position, so Mike Bowman having a nice run going here tonight.
Dynablast, Canaflex, GSR, all sponsors on that beautifully prepared 71 machine.
Did you see his new car on Facebook?
No.
Oh, it looks nice.
Does it look different?
Oh, yeah. It's primarily black with white, and then that Dayglow orangish red that Mike Bowman normally has on his modifieds, and he did on the crate sprint. It's a very beautiful piece.
You know what bothers me? I call the NASCAR Canada Series, Greg, a number of their races. There's 11 cars in Saskatoon, 10 cars in Edmonton. Phenomenal racing. But 2/3 of them are black, red, and white.
Yeah.
Whether you're LP Dumoulin, Andrew Ranger, Marc-Antoine Cameron, Matthew Kingsbury, they all have the same damn design car.
Yeah, we're fortunate in our 360s. A lot of different paint schemes. And one of them that I was just about to talk to, I just realized he's off the track, the 12 Double D of Darren Dryden.
I was looking for the same thing.
Yep.
I was going to talk about the teal 12 Double D.
So Lockhart's choose cone is out. Drivers picking which lane they're going to start in, inside or outside. You see Liam Martin decides to bypass the inside, while Kevin Pauls, Mike Lichty, Cole McDonald all want the bottom.
And DJ Christie again elected the bottom. That kind of hurt him on that restart where Nick Sheridan took the lead, but he's going to try it again.
There's Darren Dryden coming out of the pit area.
There is an advantage restarting behind the leader, whether it's inside or outside. The leader is the one who fires first, so there's an advantage to starting directly behind them, not in the opposite row.
Review parts, DJD gear, 12DD getting pushed off by the Kenny Upol push truck team.
20 seconds left for the Turner 17, guys. 20 seconds.
Do we know if they're actively working, Clint?
I'm not back there. I can't tell. I just got the radio call that he's almost out of time here.
We need the Jeopardy music.
On the TSN broadcast for the 360s, there was some great footage of Nick Sheridan going into the pits, getting worked on. Really, really cool look, cool audio.
Yeah, if you get a chance to tune into those broadcasts on TSN, definitely do. Or if you can't make the times, PVR it. Check those out. Joel and the crew did a fantastic job putting that together. And not just the look from Nick Sheridan in the pits talking to the crew. The ride he took in corner number 3, he had the onboard camera as well. And boy, that was quite a look.
They had so many onboards. I think they had onboards on at least 4 drivers. A lot of fun to watch the different vantage points as Corey Turner's car fires off of turn number 4. Be fun to watch Darren Dryden and Corey Turner carve through the field. I promise you, if Corey Turner's got speed, there's some slide jobs coming up. Corey pulls the longest slide jobs I have ever seen in sprint car racing. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
That goes in and just all the way up to the cushion, backing that car up to it.
Smooth customers, Corey Turner. Top 2 in the points. Restart on the front row in reverse order of the standings. 19 points behind is Nick Sheridan from the leader, Dylan Westbrook, as we come back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. This one's long from over. 13 laps left to go, just shy of the halfway point. One feature still to come.
Boy, there we're seeing the advantage of lining up behind the leader, DJ Christie, with a great start. Nick Sheridan with a great start, but Dylan Westbrook going to slide him down into 3 and 4. New race leader.
Cross flags, they are wheel to wheel. Sheridan trying to edge ahead down into corner number 1. He'll slide up in front of D-Dubs. Now down the back stretch. Dylan Westbrook looked low. They'll go back to 3. And here comes DJ Christie. He says, I want in on this.
3-car battle at the front of this field. Sheridan, Westbrook, DJ Christie, Glenn Stiers in 4th, battling with Mike Bowman in the 71.
Yeah, we talked about Bowman's march to the front. He's now inside the top 5, and he's working on Glenn Stiers for that 4th spot, that 71. We know this is his type of racetrack. He's got that thing hooked up.
Dylan Westbrook out in front, the 47X. Greg, I did not think he had the fastest car here, judging by the first 10 laps of that feature.
Tricks on us. Nick Sheridan losing ground now to Dylan Westbrook, holding on to that 2nd spot. And DJ Christie has not let the 45 go. In fact, Mike Bowman beginning to catch both of them. Ryan Turner lost some ground on that restart. He's battling side by side right now with Glenn Stiers to corner number 4.
Stiers trying to keep pace with Mike Bowman in that 71. Westbrook closing in on the back of the field. He'll go to the outside of Alan Galetta there in turn 3.
There you see Bowman and Stiers working in those GSR machines. Ryan Turner's in the thick of that as well, right behind the 71. Good 3-car battle right now. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th.
Kyle Phillips just a few car lengths back in the 21 machine, trying to make it a 4-car battle. Liam Martin a few car lengths back of him.
Kyle Phillips with a nice run going on here tonight, right behind Stiers and Turner. The Snyder Industries 21 machine, as Cole McDonald will head to the pit area.
Now Westbrook getting into a little bit heavier traffic with 5 laps left to go.
No one in his lane right now down at 1 and 2. Nick Sheridan not able to close ground just yet. but it's all Dylan Westbrook.
Trouble in turn 2. Yellow flag is out. Dixieland Grill caution flag is out.
Alan Galetta will come to a stop to the inside of corner number 2. 5 laps left to settle it.
Bailey Hurd has dropped out of the top 10 in that 70 machine. Tyler Powell is doing a nice job. He's just in the top 10, running in that 10th spot, but he's had a good, clean feature event.
Tyler's consistently up there in the top 10 more often than not, having very strong runs in the 70-17.
Definitely is, as the crew on the scene, ready to get Alan Galetta fired off there at turn number 2.
Kenny Pole push truck team gets Alan going. Field stacked back up here. 5 laps left to settle it. And tale of two cities right now, or tale of two stories right now for Dylan Westbrook. You thought I was going all literature there, didn't you?
A little bit.
Dylan Westbrook, first 12 laps, looked like he didn't have anything for Nick Sheridan, or at least was going to have a hard time. That restart, though, flexed a lot of muscle and pulled away.
And that's something Dylan Westbrook is known to do. Single file restart. We're in the last 5 laps of this race, so Dylan Westbrook going to lead us back to the green flag.
White flag displayed next time around. We'll come back. Green flag racing. 1 race left to go. 40 laps for the Middleport Mechanical Thunder Stocks and Gale's Cash Blast. So great. Last week, the sprint cars got the big paydays. Then we come right back thanks to Gale's Auto Aftermarket and some big money on the line for our stock cars. Everyone feeling the love.
And then everyone gets a week off.
I'll miss you.
No, you won't.
You're right. Back to the Asphalt Works green flag. Oh, there's some cars passing there at the cone. I don't know who passed to, but
Nick Sheridan gets around Dylan Westbrook at the front. Westbrook going to try to fire back down into turns 3 and 4.
Slides all the way out to the wall. Sheridan is right there, though he's keeping pace with a 47X with 4 to go.
Westbrook sort of ran a slider line of his own there to defend Sheridan from doing it, but here goes Nick Sheridan to the inside of 3 and 4.
Off of 4 they come. No room for Sheridan to get up in front as Westbrook's got the hammer down. Here comes Sheridan up the hill.
Nothing there as he lets the car drift up the racetrack, but he is definitely close. 2 laps to go here as Dylan Westbrook leads him off at turn number 4.
Nick Sheridan cranking that wheel right now, trying to find anything he can on Dylan Westbrook as they work down the backstretch. Westbrook begins to pull away just a little bit into corner 3.
DJ Christie trying to hold on to that final victory lane position in the 5 car. He's got Ryan Turner pressuring him from behind as the Mobile 1 white flag is displayed.
Yeah, nice rally by Ryan Turner to get back into top 3 contention as Dylan Westbrook goes down through 3 and 4 for the final time here tonight.
Off of turn number 4, he'll see the double checkers in the air. Westbrook for the win. Sheridan comes home second. Christie third.
Turner fourth. Bowman fifth. Sixth will go to Glenn Stiers. Seventh, Kyle Phillips. Good run for him tonight. Liam Martin in the 9th spot. Tyler Powless. I make that Liam Martin in the 8th spot. Tyler Powless 9th. And Skylar Evans completes the top 10. And that man gets it done one more time. Dylan Westbrook Miska Trailers 47X will go down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane.
Darren Dryden got all the way back to the 11th spot.
That's impressive.
Yeah, that was great.
Great comeback there by Darren Dryden, the 12 double D, but there's the man of the year so far. He'll extend his points lead by a little bit. Nick Sheridan keeps pretty close in that one, finishing in the runner-up spot. But nonetheless, he'll lose some ground to D-Dubs. Dylan Westbrook, he takes the steering wheel out. DJ Christie, another finish on the podium as Lone Wolf Fireworks puts up their Dylan Westbrook extravaganza, as they do often here at Ohsweken Speedway. Career win number 47 in the 360s for car 47. Dylan Westbrook down in Slack Lumber Victory Lane. He'll catch up with our Clinton Jeffrey here in just a moment as Dylan unbuckles, getting that Hans device off, the receiver, and he'll climb out yet again with a checkered flag. Let's send it down to Clinton Jeffrey.
Thanks a lot, Greg. How about it, Ohsweken? Number 47 picks up number 47 here in the 360 sprints. Dylan Westbrook wins the race tonight. We'll get in and get a word with him. Dylan, what a drive. Congrats on another heck of a run, but Nick did not make it easy for you tonight.
No, he was really good. It's when it's tracks like this is where he shines. But we were definitely good, but still need to get a little bit better on this track surface because I know Nick, he can move around a lot more than we could. We were just kind of stuck to the top, but still really good. Way to keep the streak going this year.
Congrats. Let's get Julia and Dad out here. Dan, Julia, come on over here. Some of your supporters, D-Dubs, wanted to award you on your 47th race. Yeah, bring out Julia. And you. And Dad. So some of your fans wanted and your crew wanted to award you. So they put in some extra money and you win $4,700 on your 47th win, D-Dubs. Congrats. We watched Dylan grow up, guys, and you can imagine, big deal, and that's great. Some of his supporters jump in and want to help him out, and they threw in the extra cash to make sure he won $4,700 on his 47th win. Let's talk to Nicky Sheridan. Nick, let's step in front of this gorgeous GSR machine. You were there, Nick. You've been there all year. How frustrating or rewarding is it to be in second tonight?
I'm just pumped to be here in second tonight, Clinton. I mean, last week wasn't very good for us. We hit that bump. We broke some things in the end. So it's a great week to rebound. We were a lot better. I knew I wasn't good enough to get Dylan tonight. We were way too free going into the corners. But that last restart, it got a lot better, and I gave her all I had. But he was better than us tonight. He deserved the win. And got to thank all my sponsors for helping me get here. Pride Seeds, Vibram Farms, GSR, Glenn Stiers, Collins Construction, APC, Auto Parts Centers, everyone else on this beautiful 45 machine. And a couple weeks off here from Ohsweken, but we'll still be racing. We'll be excited for a couple weeks of fun stuff.
Let's talk about, we know you dabble on the pavement with your brother's career. He's down at Nova Scotia, the IWK 250 this weekend. How's things going down there with Jake, and how tough is it for you to be here instead of there?
He's had some speed all week, man. That's awesome. It sucks watching how he's doing. I want to be there so bad, but I've been a busy week getting his car ready and then this car ready afterwards. But speaking of asphalt racing, I was so loose in tonight. The driver just like an asphalt car. My dad said, easy in, hard off. Whipped early and roll it like an asphalt car. So we did that, and it got us here on the podium, and we'll get a little better for next time here.
Right on, Nicky will be second. Nick Sheridan. We'll get over here and talk to DJ Christie. DJ, solid drive. You're in this battle all night tonight. Anytime you can run tough here with Nicky and Dylan, you're doing a good deal.
Yeah, it's pretty solid 2 weeks for us. Hopefully we can get some more momentum going and figure out whatever these guys got going. I just can't seem to roll a top like them. But 2 weeks on the pad I can't shake the stick to that. So we're happy to be here, and we'll try it in a few weeks.
Right on. DJ Christie will be third. Nick Sheridan will grab second in your winner here. His 47th career 360 win for Dylan Westbrook. He gets it done. We'll be right back live with the GALE'S Cash Blast for Thunderstocks coming up live from Ohsweken.
For over 30 years, WG Truck Center has been a place where pride lives in the details. Every weld, every repair, every build. And it's our people that make it matter. The ones who take ownership, who work as a team, and who see the future in every truck that rolls out. It's not just a place to work, it's a place to grow while you build something that lasts. WG Truck Center, built by people who care.
for a new race or cargo trailer? Welcome to Kemp Motorsports. Kemp Motorsports specializes in top quality race and cargo trailers from United, Wells Cargo, and Hallmark. From our best-selling Rev Series up to custom 53-foot goosenecks and stackers. We have a huge selection in stock or ready to custom order. With top brands, great selection, and over 30 years experience, stop by and see why Kemp Motorsports is your #1 race trailer dealer. Find us online at kempmotorsports.ca.
A home you love. A business that endures. It takes your vision, your hard work, and your dedication to bring them to life. The right tools help. Case IH truly understands your vision and what you need to achieve it. That's why we build the equipment, the local dealer and service network, and the data and tech you want today and tomorrow. Because we don't just build our equipment to work. We build it to work for you. Case IH, built by farmers.
For over 80 years, Libro Credit Union has been a trusted financial partner. Today, as a 100% Canadian-owned credit union, we offer all the products and services you'd expect from a traditional bank, but with a personal, community-focused approach, investing back into the people, local businesses, and communities we serve. Bank local, support local, loyal to local.
County Line Construction and Gale's Auto Aftermarket bring us tonight's racing action. Final feature on the racetrack, 40 laps for the Middleport Mechanical Thunderstocks. Adam Ross with the starting lineup.
Couple things to share first. How about John Burbridge Jr. was the hard charger in that 360 sprint car feature event. Good for him. And also a shout out to Tom, Marissa, and Carter Castaldi. Their first race night ever. They're here to cheer on the Passetti 62, and we hope you're having a great time. Let's give you the starting grid. We'll tell you all 28 drivers are going to take the green flag. On the pole from Victoria, the 84 RK is Ryan Beagle. Starting second from Ohsweken, the 69G is Brian General. Third out of Hamilton, the 07 is Scott McPhail. Fourth in the 21 from Merlin is Spencer Smolders. Fifth from Hagersville, the 49 is Dave Bailey. Sixth from Binbrook, the 427 is Tim Phelan. Seventh from Hardy, the 37 is Rob Hoskins. Eighth from Caledonia, the 88L is Logan Ferguson. Ninth from Hagersville, the 93K is Mike Plazinga. 10th from Caister Center, the 41 is Adam Plazik. 11th from Caledonia in the 55, it's Mikey Bobby, Mike Thorne. 12th from Ohsweken, the 21J is Braden Burning. 13th from Wellandport, the 222 is Nick Massey. 14th from Port Robinson, the 108 is Zach Bleach. 15th from Canfield, the 03 is George Grossel. 16th from Hamilton, the 62 is Brian Passetti. 17th from Hagersville, the 8 is Ryan Dinning. 18th from Canfield, the 32 is Mark Fawcett. 19th in the 21X from Caledonia, it's Mark Bazine. 20th from Brantford, the 13 is Casey Huffman. 21st from Blenheim, the 6X is Marshall Bellamy. 22nd from Six Nations, the 13X is Bello General. 23rd from Niagara Falls, the 26 is Keith Dale. 24th from Petrolia, the 77 is Carson Thompson. Trevor DeBoer in the 23 from Hagersville. Go Fast Teeple in the 11 from Thorold. Clinton Nichols out of Hamilton in the 43C. And Kyle Andrus out of Hamilton in the 43.
Double green flags are out. Our Bradshaw brothers ones to watch tonight. Well, caution flag's going to come out quickly, and we'll have a look at our ones to watch here in a moment as the Dixieland Grill caution flag flies. Left front damage there for Ryan Dinning as we see Scott McPhail around.
Scott pounding the interior of that car in frustration. You don't see Scott McPhail show a lot of emotion. They race down into the corner. Smolders and Scott got together a little bit. So it's kind of a chain reaction deal. Let's watch that replay a couple of more times even. Smolders. Yeah, McPhail really couldn't move down. All he could have done there is bite the brakes to avoid that. Dave Bailey was already to his inside.
Yeah, this left front control arm at the top all bent in and broken. Scott McPhail already with the gear off, so he will be done here in this one. Tough break when you wait all night, guys, and don't even get to complete one lap. So the McPhail Auto 07 will end its night prematurely here on the hook. Scott, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It's 21 decided to win the race in the first frickin' lap. Unbelievable. I can't believe these guys. It's brutal. These cars cost enough money. We're sitting here fixing them every goddamn week because the guys are morons. So there you go. Boo.
We appreciate the talk here, Scott. Pretty candid about how he feels his night went, guys.
Take a look at tonight's Bradshaw ones to watch, and there's Brian General, who was quick in hot laps, quick in his qualifying heat. He's starting up at the front. That's 69G. And the other car, we've already been watching him a bit under the replays there, and Scott McPhail pointed him out. There's Spencer Smolders in the 21, always quick here at the Big O. Those are your Bradshaw's ones to watch. Tell us how you really feel, Scott.
You know what? That was a great
Yep.
great interview.
Yep.
He had an opinion. He shared his opinion. Let's watch the replay again. At Ohsweken, Spencer Smolders has been here enough. I would consider him a regular. Generally, early in the race, if you're on the outside, you go into the corner on the outside. If you're on the inside, you go on the inside.
And Ryan Denning just in the wrong spot.
So he was on the outside. Okay, sort of closed the door down. I'm trying to see, if I'm Spencer Smolders, what's to keep me from moving down the racetrack? Show that replay again. They're going to get tired of pushing the replay button. I want to keep watching this. Okay, pretend you're driving Spencer Smolders' car.
Oh, we've lost a helmet.
Well, at least there's no head in it. So you're Spencer going down into the corner. There's nothing really there. But like I said, you generally don't change too many lanes here at Ohsweken in the early going. Sometimes you're the windshield and sometimes you're the bug. And these cars don't have windshields, right?
No, they don't. And Ryan Denning was definitely the bug there as well. He's still out there in the 8 machine. Had some pretty solid contact with the 07, but I believe it hit some of the bars on the left front there. So Ryan will have some work to do. There you see that left front still out of skew there. White flag being displayed, so we'll get back at it, doubled up. Complete restart. 40 laps, the GALE'S Cash Blast.
Try this over again.
Dave Hunsinger, race director, reminding them it's 40 laps.
To finish first you must finish.
Wise truth.
Right?
Brian Beagle, Brian General on the front row now. Off they go. Down into corner 1 for the first time. Well, second time, but first time under this restart here as they go down the backstretch. Top 2 going door to door already.
Dave Bailey able to keep that car pinned to the inside. Ryan Beagle using a little bit more real estate. He'll lead the way at the end of lap number 1.
Oh. Logan Ferguson into the wall. He kind of ran out of real estate. He'll gather things up off of corner number 2.
Out in front, Dave Bailey noses ahead of Ryan Beagle at the entry of turn number 3. Beagle should have a big run off the turn. Who's going to lead at the stripe? It'll remain Ryan Beagle out in front.
Bailey right tight to the blocks right now. Look at Mike Klazinga behind them. To the outside of Smolders, to the inside of General. Weaving his way through the field, trying to get to the front. Mike started in the 9th spot. He's running 3rd.
He's had so much speed this season. Another driver showing some speed tonight. How about Bella General in the 13? Chatted with her at the drivers meeting earlier just to see how she's making out. How are things going? What is it you hope to do? And she would love to get behind the wheel of a sprint car eventually, but for now she's happy to be out there learning her craft.
Talked about Logan Ferguson there a couple of laps ago, slapping the front stretch wall. He's into the pit area now. So the 88 pit side.
Zach Bleach in the 108. He spent some time in Slack Lumber Victory Lane in recent weeks. He's trying to work his way to the front, battling with Mike Thorne, Adam Plazik, George Grossel, Rob Hoskins, Tim Phelan, Brian General, and Spencer Smolders.
Mike Klazinga draws up to the inside of the Bailey 49. Inches ahead through the corner, off of corner number 4. Bailey at the line, though, is going to inch just ahead of him.
Dave Bailey up on the high side now. Klazinga down low. Ryan Beagle out in front a little bit quicker.
Mike Klazinga edges ahead that time. Oh, trouble's on the front stretch. Brian General.
That got cozy.
He tries to get back up to speed. Cars sailing by him.
Logan Ferguson back on track in that 88L. 40 laps. That's a lot of track time. If nothing else, Greg, just great learning, great fun to be out there. So Logan Ferguson makes a stop. Gets back on the track.
Back and forth go Klazinga and
trouble.
Bailey. Oh, Hoskins. Is that Hoskins?
Yep.
And Brian General, that last couple of laps for Brian General were not good. He'll head to the pit area, so one of our Bradshaw's wants to watch drivers in the pit area. There goes Rob Hoskins as well in the 37. 8 on the board, 32 to go.
Looked like Dave Bailey was going to challenge Ryan Beagle, might even take the lead. Now he's back in the 3rd spot. Have a look at our replay going down into 1 and 2. Hoskins just got in a little bit hot, spins that 37 around. Keeps his foot to the floor to get up off the racing surface, and Brian General was there. Fairly innocent contact.
But all Ryan Beagle, the defending champ, out in front. That Ackland Insurance, D&O Towing, 84RK. And then Mike Klazinga works his way by Dave Bailey. Not too many people can say they've done that. And the Ohsweken Pharma saved 93K.
Greg, we've been here a long time.
Today or in general?
Both. But no, this is a good show today. I think it's a good tight show. Dave Hunsinger's doing a decent job and keeping things rolling. But we've seen so many drivers come along and run with the pack. Seen some of them run at the back and then figure things out and start to run with the pack and then venture towards the front. We've really watched that from Mike Klazinga the last couple of seasons. Going from a mid-pack runner to a good runner to now I would say an elite level racer.
Yeah. Yep. Now that Kyle Wirt is not weekly, he was kind of that 3rd in the mix. Last year, of course, Ron Logie was here as well. He was in that. But it's almost like Mike Klazinga's taken over that spot that Kyle Wirt was in. And Kyle was to a place where he'd win a couple of races a year. And now I think we're to the place where we can start expecting that out of Mike Klazinga. And showing that strength to get by Dave Bailey here, that's big.
And hey, it's one pass on lap 6 of a 40-lap race. But I guarantee you it means something to Klazinga to know that the car that he spends a lot of time tuning on got him past the 49.
Yeah. He'll come back to the WG Truck Center restart zone. Ryan Beagle will set the pace. And, boy, he gets a great launch away from the 93K.
Yeah, Klazinga getting swallowed up by row number 2 as they race through 1 and 2. 3 wide for a 2nd and 1. Now 2 wide down the back chute.
Side by side go Bailey and Klazinga. They're 3 wide behind that with Zach Bleach on the bottom. Mike Thorne in the middle. Spencer Smolders on the outside. You've got Adam Plazik kind of wedging his way into there as well.
The pack is getting closer and closer. Ryan Beagle out in front, a little bit of daylight. As you mentioned, Greg, just a great launch when the green flag flew. Let's see if Klozinga can close in. He's being pressured by Dave Bailey, but I still think he's able to run pretty much his own line.
Bailey edges ahead down into corner number 1 with Beagle out in front of this great race, and here's Mike Thorne right there behind these two drivers. The 55 really coming on here in 2025, showing a lot of speed, still has not had just that finish that he needs and wants, but he's right there, and you can feel like he's going to be on the podium before too long.
Podium racer Zach Bleach in the 108, Trevor DeBoer in the 23, trying to work their way into the top 5. Bleach will drive to the inside of Spencer Smolders down into turn number 3.
Trevor DeBoer is running right now in the 8th, make that the 7th position. Started 25th. So that 23, who had the right front tire go down in his qualifying heat, had to go to the B main. What a march to the front.
Beagle out in front, putting a little bit of daylight between himself, evening light between himself and Dave Bailey. But here goes Mike Thorne to the outside of that 49 to battle for the runner-up spot. Mike Klozinga is struggling right now, sliding backwards through this field. He might have a problem.
Yeah, Smolders, Plazik, Bleach, DeBoer have all gone by. So the 93, it looks like there's a vibration in that left front, does it not?
I was not looking at the left front.
Maybe just the way it looked down in 3 and 4. Looks okay there through 1 and 2, but he's definitely lost speed noticeably.
Yeah, we can agree on that for sure. So Mike Klozinga's just trying to hold on for now. See if it's a problem that might clear itself up. Out in front, Ryan Beagle leading the way, moving in on Logan Ferguson to put him another lap down.
Dave Bailey holds down the 2nd spot. Then you've got Mike Thorne in that 3rd position. Smolders and Plazik complete your top 5, but here comes Trevor DeBoer and Zach Bleach. They are right there on the back bumper. In fact, Trevor DeBoer ends up into the back bumper of the 41 as he gets sideways in 2.
Mark Fawcett up the inside, Trevor DeBoer to the outside. He'll slide down the racetrack and clear that battle through turn 4.
So now you've got Zach Bleach into the top 5. Trevor DeBoer in the 6th spot. Mark Fawcett up to the 7th position. And now Mike Klozinga's gotten by Plazik. Seems to be up to speed, but just not where it was.
Yeah, it's bizarre. It's got a little bit of life left in it right now, does Klozinga in that 93K. But out in front, Ryan Beagle, the class of the field right now. He's running a 10th of a second faster than Dave Bailey, but nobody is quick that lap than Trevor DeBoer. Nobody as quick as Trevor DeBoer.
Ryan Beagle working around the Thompson 77. Ryan Beagle, a little less work to do tonight. Normally with a handicap system, he's got to come deep in the pack at the start of these feature events. But tonight on the pole for this one, halfway home. We're 20 in, 20 to go in the Gales Cash Blast, and it's all Ryan Beagle.
Trevor DeBoer needs to get around this traffic. He's battling with Mike Thorne and Spencer Smolders, and here he gives a push to Smolders down the back straightaway.
We'll drive by this 23 again, punts the 21 in the rear end down the front stretch.
I believe it's his way of encouraging Smolders to pick a lane, perhaps, because Smolders coming up out of the corner all the way to the wall, then down to the bottom of the racetrack in the corners. Now Trevor DeBoer to the outside, little bit of contact between himself and Smolders.
DeBoer just trying to get clear of that 21. I think he will this time into the back stretch. And the Dixie Land Grill caution flag flies as we've got Bo and Luke Duke coming out of the pits here. Heads up. Hella General. All you can see was a cloud of dust on the warm-up track. At ShedInADay.com 13X rejoins the field.
Just a good old boy. That was a great show.
I never missed an episode. That was my favorite growing up.
Well, guys, let's not forget about Trevor DeBoer. You've been talking about him quite a bit. Let's remember he started tail in the B main tonight. Position number 7, worked his way in, won the B main, started at the back of this race, and now finds himself handily inside the top 5. And depending on how we restart this one, could even be up to 3rd. But I think he's going to restart in 4th, which is a heck of a rebound for the 23.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got something for the top 2. He's shown a lot of speed in that 23. It almost looked like a few times he was trying to punt that 21 out of his way as he was faster but couldn't find the line. And now looks like he will have to restart in that 4th position.
Hey, Clint, how much do you figure the 50-50 draw was in Saskatoon Wednesday?
I never know whether you're talking low or high. That's the hard part. Was it a high one or a low one?
Well, let's use our deductive reasoning. We've got a minute. Saskatoon hasn't been killer crowds the last few years.
I'd say 3,500.
It was over $9,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
It was amazing. Now, they use that online type, like those machines to sell their 50-50s. But, yeah. It was a decent crowd, Clint, but you've been there. Even if the place was packed, I wouldn't expect 50-50 to approach $10,000, but that was pretty cool. Clint loves guessing games.
Yeah, it sounded like it.
Yeah, sure. I'm surprised you guys haven't killed each other yet. You started out at the TSN studios about 9 o'clock this morning. I said, Joel, what are you doing? They hate each other by 11 o'clock on a regular rate. How can you put them together in the morning on me? We're going back to it anyways, guys.
Wow, Mike Thorne got all sorts of sideways on that restart. Back to the WG Truck Center restart zone.
What happened to Dave Bailey on that restart?
The whole thing was just kind of what's going on? Look at Trevor DeBoer. Here he comes looking for the lead. What a story this would be if he could go from the back of the B to win the feature. Now we got him piled up in corner number 3, the 6 and the 21X. So Bellamy and Bazine.
They're able to get going once again. We stay under green. Trevor DeBoer working the inside on Ryan Beagle. Beagle up the high side with a smooth line. DeBoer smooth on the inside as well, but he kind of pushes up the racetrack a little bit, then gets back to the throttle. Trevor DeBoer just doing a great job out here. $3,000 to the winner.
And normally we'd say, well, this is a surprise. Someone passing Beagle and Bailey. DeBoer leads the lap. But Trevor DeBoer, he usually ends up in victory lane once a year. He's always strong. Always been one of the top competitors in this division. And right now is the night that this car is on a rail.
If this race was regular distance, Ryan Beagle would have already won it. But it's not. It's 40 laps. I was talking to Ryan Beagle in the pits before the races about the onboard camera. He says, you know, I never knew I did that with my hands.
Oh, really?
I mean, he takes one hand.
Really? Yeah.
It's still on the wheel, but it doesn't grip the wheel. If you've watched recently, you know what I'm talking about. But he said, yeah, he wasn't conscious of the fact that he does that.
Well, he is now, I bet. Probably pays attention to it now. Trevor DeBoer, pass back by Ryan Beagle. This time by it'll be 12 laps left to go, but Trevor's far from losing touch with the leader.
Mark Martin had the most awkward steering wheel grip in the history of NASCAR. Two hands apart on the straightaway, weren't they? But then they came together in the turns. It didn't work out too badly for him.
I think
Hall of Fame
in the corner he was almost steering with his elbows too. He drove like a little old lady right up next to the steering wheel, but boy, could he drive a car.
Yep, gifted race car driver for sure. 12 laps to go here at Ohsweken Speedway in the GALE'S Auto Aftermarket Cash Blast. Trevor DeBoer came to that restart, shot out of a cannon, took the lead from Ryan Beagle, but Beagle retook that top spot, and he is not looking back.
10 to go for Ryan Beagle over Trevor DeBoer. Third spot right now is Dave Bailey, who finally got the monkey off his back and picked up the Brock Leonard Memorial a couple of weeks ago. Spencer Smolders rides in fourth, and fifth is Adam Plazik. Then you've got Mark Fawcett in the sixth spot, Zach Bleach in seventh. Great run for George Grossel in the eighth position, that 0-3 machine. Mike Thorne, he's faded back outside of the top five into the ninth spot. Mike now down to the 10th position.
Listen, there's
Tim Phelan. It was that jumped ahead of him. I was just about to say Tim Phelan's having a nice run tonight, too.
Two drivers I really think we should tip our hats to tonight, Adam Plazik and George Grossel. There's a couple of drivers who might hang on and have a good finish once in a while, but quite often by the end of the race they're kind of sliding backwards. But they've been in the thick of things here tonight. Look at Ryan Beagle. He is hung up in traffic right now.
And this is what Trevor DeBoer wants to see. Closes the gap as he works to the inside of Bella General, the leader, going to the outside of Mark Bazine. Trevor DeBoer is right there, trying to find the right line, and Bazine's got that rear end kicked around to the 21X.
No panic in the 23 of Trevor DeBoer, just slides to the outside to try to work that pass on Mark Bazine as Ryan Beagle to the inside of Braden Burning now down the back straightaway.
Through 3 and 4 they go. This time by it'll be 5 laps left to settle it for Ryan Beagle, Trevor DeBoer, as they've got a good distance on third place, Dave Bailey.
Beagle up behind Clinton Nichols now in the 43C. Trevor DeBoer behind him by about 10 car lengths down the back straightaway. DeBoer not giving up. He's got a moving around the racetrack trying to find the line that 23 car likes best.
Just not able to get to where he was on that restart. He'll get by Clinton Nichols, so clear racetrack between he and the leader. As this time by, they will get the signal for 3 laps left to go on the scoreboard.
Greg, what's the signal for 3 laps left?
On the scoreboard.
Okay.
I tried to save it.
I couldn't leave it alone. Look at Trevor DeBoer. He's closing that gap again on Ryan Beagle. 2 laps remain, and we're going to have a battle for the lead.
Yeah, Trevor DeBoer is right there. They work around, go fast people. You got the Bellamy 6 really slow on the backstretch, not keeping a lane. Ryan Beagle doesn't know where to go. He's got to get out of the throttle a bit.
Bellamy on the outside, but now he's sort of out of harm's way. The white flag being displayed. Beagle will bring it down into turn 1 to the inside of Kyle Andrus. Trevor DeBoer right behind by 3 car lengths as they race down the back straightaway.
One last time through 3 and 4. GALE'S Auto Aftermarket's Cash Blast. Thank you, Gale. A great race, a great finish. Ryan Beagle's going to hold off Trevor DeBoer.
Dave Bailey going to hang on to finish 3rd. 4th goes to Spencer Smolders. 5th to Mark Fawcett. Adam Plazik with a respectable 6th. Zach Bleach 7th. George Grossel 8th. Tim Phelan 9th. Casey Huffman again battles his way to a top 10 finish.
The big dog gets it done again, and he'll win the GALE'S Cash Blast here at the Big O. The D&O Towing, Acklet Insurance, Hess Auto Tech, 84RK. Knocks another one off.
What a great night of racing. It's 10:37. We had extra distance mini stock, extra distance thunder stock, full fields of cars. That was a good night.
For Ryan Beagle, he takes over sole possession of 2nd in all-time wins in the Thunderstock division. Breaks a tie with Ryan Dinning and A.J. Lewis. Ryan Beagle, 24th career win, second all-time, only to Dave Bailey. So it's Beagle, DeBoer, and Bailey. They'll go down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane to celebrate the Gales Cash Blast 40. Lone Wolf Fireworks will light it up one more time, and we will send it down to Slack Lumber Victory Lane. Clint and Jeffrey will talk with our top three.
Thanks a lot, Greg. As we see the fireworks kicking off the celebrations here for Ryan Beagle. All crews in here to congratulate their drivers. Obviously, the DeBoers are pretty happy at the rebound for Trevor Bailey. Quietly here, but the man with the big smile is the big dog as he climbs out in front of all the Lone Wolf Fireworks. How about it, your Gales Cash Blast feature winner, the big dog, Ryan Beagle. Well, big dog, they made it tough on you tonight. You had to work hard for that one. Lapkers got in the way. Trevor came back and took a run at you. Talk about those 40.
Yeah, it was a long one that I wasn't sure where to be, but I know I'm no good in the hole, so I figured I'd run above them, and seemed to work out.
Awesome. Drive the track was it in your style tonight, or do you really have a style anymore?
We're okay on just about everything now, so I do definitely like it when it gets a little blown off like this, that's for sure.
We're going to bring Bob and the Gales folks in here to congratulate you on a big win here today. $3,000 for the big dog, Ryan Beagle. Ryan, congrats.
Thanks. I just got to thank Gale for everything he's done for the sport, and for me even. Like, we've won this race a couple times now, and the money sure helps a lot, and just can't thank him enough.
Right on. Big dog gets it done. We'll get over here and talk to Trevor DeBoer. Trevor, what a rebound for you. You know, you start tail in the B main, have to come out, you win that, start deep in your feature, and just chip away to the point within 10 laps. You've got a shot at the win here. Pretty exciting night.
I was pretty excited too, and I didn't know I was that far ahead during the one caution. I'm counting cars again, and you're like, there's got to be more in between. This ain't working that good, but I was surprised. Usually when it's that dry, and to be that close to Ryan on a track like that, it was pretty amazing.
What made your car come together at the end there?
I just kept hitting my marks where I felt that I could get a little bit of traction coming out of the corner, because if you missed it, it was pretty slick.
Right on, Trev. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Trevor DeBoer finishes second here in the Gales Cash Blast 40 lapper. We'll get over here and talk to Dave Bailey. Dave, solid drive today. Looks like your car kind of might have went away on you there partway through that race. What's the story here with the 49?
We were fast the wrong 2 weeks, I guess. Just still a good run for us, and awesome race. It was quite entertaining watching Ryan and Trevor battle out in front of us, and those two guys put on an awesome show for Gale, and thank Gale for everything that he does for us. Just not our night, but finished third. It was an awesome run for us, and just two spots too short.
Right on there you have it from Dave Bailey. He will be third tonight. Second place, Trevor DeBoer, and our winner wins the Gales Cash Blast 3K 40 lapper. The big dog, Ryan Beagle. Guys, that'll do it from trackside. I'm going to send it up to you to take us home. Let's remind the fans once again where they can catch these TSN broadcasts this week, guys.
Yeah, last week's Summer Sprint Showcase can be seen coast to coast on TSN, the Canadian Dirt Tour. Up first, the Strickland Crate Sprint Car Division, July 23rd, 24th, and 25th. Those are all Eastern Standard Times. And then we'll switch over to the 360s the following week, July 30th, 31st, and August 1st. It's the Ohsweken Speedway Summer Sprint Showcase. Canadian Dirt Tour on TSN. Check those out. So another great night of racing. Thanks so much to County Line Construction and, of course, Gale's Auto Aftermarket for all that extra cash for our race teams. What a race night on behalf of the Steyrs crew, all the officials, and on behalf of Adam Ross and Clinton Jeffrey. I'm Greg Kelman saying so long. We'll see you in 2 weeks' time here on G-Force TV.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be reproduced, retransmitted, or used in any form without the authorized written consent of G-Force TV. G-Force TV would like to thank you for your support and for watching today's broadcast.